Alright, welcome back to Imperial Mandate, folks. Starting back up. So, on the eastern side of Takira, the party, it is still the month of Elso, as you guys are dealing with matters in the day-to-day operations. Recently, Kaladin found out that Kelsier has a price on his head. And decided, when the Goblin Assassin Riss, back from the Merrick arc, came to collect, she proceeded to give the offer of working for him instead with increased pay. I believe the agreed upon amount was 60,000 gold.
60k, because I don't want to be less than 100k.
Yep. So that's going on currently. So starting up from there. Okay. So you guys are all doing. So you are, Kaladin, you're off working. You're kind of just looking through letters once again, as kind of like picking up a few days from last session, and that's when you get that's when you and Searson get a letter.
Oh.
The letter.
All right.
I'm going to send you both this letter.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
I'll send it to Norm too. Let's say that Terrence was in on this.
Oh boy. Goodbye.
Ow.
Okay, 1 second. Letter from Imayeg. I don't.
Umayig, yeah.
Umayeg.
Damn, these are some fancy ass letters.
Hmm.
Oh shit, that's the Elephant Plaster's form. And what?
Who could this be?
So just to read this out.
Would you like me to read it?
I got it. To the holders of an Umayig citizen, word has reached us of one of the Hanokian agents capturing one of our citizens and bringing him back to your territory. Supposedly, you are known as the Lions of Leowyn. I address this letter to you for this purpose, to demand the release of the citizen post-haste and send him back to our sovereign state. If you do not release our citizen, we will take this to a higher authority such as your queen and take justifiable action against the people who would hold one of our beloved citizens. You have until the end of Elso to respond to this letter. We pray that you pick continued peace over the pride you seem firm to holding on to. If you do agree in letter, we will send a representative to retrieve our citizen and leave you with no further issue. In correspondence, the Warden of Umayig.
Damn. Is it a threat? Because it sounds like a threat.
Good morning. This is a threat.
What do you think? What do you guys think of this letter?
Oh yeah, that's a threat. I have
wait,
no idea what citizen
you
they're
remind
referring
me
to.
who that person is.
Kaladin, remember that guy that you sent Kiri after when he jumped bail? When he jumped community service, basically? And he was hanging out in Umayig?
So was he the good infiltrator?
No, remember when Kiri, your infiltrators, you sent him after a guy who decided not to do community service. His family sent him off to Umayig to avoid doing anything.
Oh,
and you hired Kiri to drag him back to Leowyn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the citizen they're referring to.
Ah.
Bruh. Wait, that sounds like a pretty minor thing.
This seems like a Kaladin thing to consider.
Damn.
Well, sadly, we
No
don't
offense,
exactly
but
have
this
our...
is a Kaladin problem.
Though you do get the... Terrence, realize that this is kind of a minor issue. You do get the feeling that this might be just a way to keep up appearances. Like basically raising a hump.
Oh, wait. I'm not sure what you mean.
Basically, imagine if a sovereign state
just sticking it to Umayeg.
Yeah, basically Umayig is raising a fuss so that way they don't appear, so that way it doesn't look they're letting bounty hunters walk in and out of their territory and stealing their people with impunity. But you do get
How about Interpol? Because
But
that's basically what happened.
But you also get the idea that this might be a way to test the water to see. You get the feeling that this might blow up if you're not careful, depending. Though the question does become if they would really risk war over one measly citizen.
Yes, politics.
Like, how important is this one citizen to where it raises their authority for that?
Well, this is a letter from the warden. Keep in mind, this is basically the warden of the entire country, the captain of the guard for the entire country in a way.
What does the warden do?
You know, but you know how Tate's the chief of police basically for Leowyn? This guy's basically the chief of police for the entire country.
Bruh. Okay. That sounds
So basically, we're
important.
dealing with an issue of like someone committed a crime in our country and then moved to another country to avoid the crime.
Well, no. Well, no. He was sentenced. He was sentenced to community service, and his family deciding to say, "Screw that," sent him off to Umayik to basically avoid that until to basically.
This guy just had to pick up some trash, paint some tree houses or whatever. And they're like, no, he's too good for that.
This is nobility you're dealing with. They are like that.
Fucking take that at this point. Jesus
God.
Christ. Nobility or not, that's some bullshit. Okay.
Chief, I want to say this right now. This was a thing back when the police and courts were being founded back in the 1800s. This goes back pretty far. Nobles do bullshit like this all the time.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of dealing with bullshit, I think we might need to establish some sort of Interpol going on here. Because this is a larger security issue.
Wait. Let's just make the CIA.
See, you do get the feeling though.
We're gonna make fantasy CIA.
Exactly. I'm technically already like starting that.
I mean, you have to talk to the Queen about that because
I guess.
Do you really want to cut Alar? Do you really want to cut Alar's daughter out of this, dude?
Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, she did unite an entire country and fought off a two-front war that was attacking her capital. I mean, yeah. Anyway,
Meanwhile, while I think they're totally fine to keep their citizen in this accord, it brings up a larger security issue.
Which is
people. If we let this one person who committed a crime in our country and is trying to serve their sentence in our country just go to another country and immediately not have that sentence, that brings up a greater security issue of people just jumping countries to avoid sentences.
Yes, especially considering the fact that
because
with
of
the way
diplomatic tensions between us.
Yeah, and considering the way the winds are turning, that might become more of an issue because you guys remember from what I said before, where it looks like the two power bases in the east are about to become Hanak and Umayik. So eventually, you two are going to be the only main players in the east, which means
and we shouldn't let our value. We may not like each other, but we should probably hate criminals a bit more.
Possibly. Also, this raises the security of occurrence of what if. There's also the problem of what happens if. I will also posit this: what if other territories with other lords don't recognize your laws and the like? That also becomes a concern. So.
I would say honestly. We should let this go, but we should bring up the greater security concern. They could be committing a treason in our country, and then they just go to the other one, and it's just oh, it's all good. No, that's not okay.
Well, technically speaking, that is what you remember. Zhou Yun, the knight all the way the knight all the way back from the Merrick arc, who was the brother of the Flaming Archer.
Yeah.
The one that's currently on the run because he decided to commit treason against Hanak for his family.
Oh, great.
I mean,
okay, he should be hurt.
Keep in mind that Aldwin is looking for him.
Yeah.
To join you. He's a knight.
Okay.
Hey, Roxy.
I mean, that could be his punishment. Sure.
Roxy.
Yes.
I mean, that depends. If he wants would he want to be a knight in the first place?
Well, he is a knight. He just chose that he couldn't stay behind while his friend. That's a whole other thing. We'll bring that up when Perry gets here. But yeah. Okay. So would you guys So you guys are going to basically let them have the citizen back?
What?
Basically,
Umayig, the country to our south, is pulling a hissy fit because one of the noble sons refuses to pick up trash and paint houses as community service for a crime he committed. And he ran to said country, and we brought him back.
Yeah, remember back last session when Gabe hired a mercenary to basically be a bounty hunter and grab somebody and drag them back to the city?
Yes.
Basically, they did that, right? But technically, they had to go into another sovereign state, the empire to the south. That's kind of like touchy with Hanak, and as a result, the warden of the country sent a letter to Leowyn basically saying, "Give us back the citizen, or we go over your heads and take justifiable action." I'll let your own interpretation of justifiable actions describe that.
So we gotta just capture him and bring him back or something?
No, he's in Hanak. He's currently in prison. I mean, he's in your prison.
Well, let's just scoop him up and bring him over. Bada bing, bada boom.
True. Okay, so Kaladin, Searson, Terrence, what would you guys like to do about the situation?
Well, I don't think this particular crime is really important, but we should be worried about the precedent it might set.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if we're just like, oh yeah, like, well, all right, fine, we'll return him and like, with nothing else to say on the matter at the very least. And like, oh, okay, so I could murder someone and then just run to another country and they can't do anything about it. And yeah, so we can't exactly have that in our wonderful little town.
Nope. As it's slowly becoming a city.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if we are returning him, I would say that we should at least, like, I don't know, just say we should do something else along with returning him, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the idea there then?
Yeah, make a statement of some sort.
Maybe try to work out like some kind of plan for when this thing inevitably happens in the future.
We could also just find them. Like, oi, we'll return them for, like... What was the crime he committed again?
Give us the months.
So this is from. So remember how I mentioned some people got really drunk the night of Whitney and Tate's wedding and committed some acts that got them in trouble. This all stems from that.
No!
Like basically,
quote unquote acts.
Basically, drunken debauchery. This all started because of drunken debauchery.
Debauchery!
Alright. I would ask for the details to form the grounds for a fine, but I guess we just do a general fine.
I mean, keep in mind,
acts of debauchery.
Keep in mind that this is basically like disturbing the peace and like this is literally just like, oh yeah, like they went off and did some stupid shit, and all they had to do was either pay a fine. Well, no. Keep in mind this all stemmed because Dion had it to where it was either community service where here's what it was. It was community service and basically whatever profits they make off it they have to give back and then they can continue working if they want, or they pay a large fine in general of their profits. They said they were going to do the profits and then they had them run off.
So they just lied to us.
Yeah,
got it.
I believe that's what it was anyway. But yeah, so this is basically a situation of So are you going to try and send a letter to them basically being like, hey, we want to discuss matters further on maybe how we can like deal with criminal matters and the like?
Yeah.
Like, so this kind of thing doesn't happen in the future.
All right.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Does that
at least talk it out.
Does that sound good to you, Searson?
Ka.
Does that sound good to you?
Oh, God.
Because I didn't hear it.
This is your mother speaking.
Oh my god.
Basically they're gonna give the citizen back, but they're also gonna try and see if they can hash something out with Umayig to where they can come in and grab people that escape crimes in their country.
Hold on one sec. I think my dad is
That
summoning
sounds good.
because he made souffle.
Gotcha, you're good.
Alright.
Ooh.
How much? Alright, what do you think? What do you think a reasonable fine would be for acts of drunken debauchery. Like, a few hundred gold or something.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe a few hundred gold, because I think that's what a fine.
Yeah.
I think that's what a fine is for drunken debauchery in the real world is like a couple $100, I think,
Yeah. Although,
or minor jail
like
time.
that. Yeah, so probably like. Well, all right. Are we equivalating gold to dollars or silver to dollars?
Gold to
Or
dollars.
silver to cents? All right.
Silver is like the tens place, and gold and basically copper is like the ones place.
Roger. All right. So it was like, okay, so just pay like 200 gold or something, or at least like 100 gold for doing what he did, and then all right, we'll hand him over, and then we'll discuss more or something. Or should we just hand him over? Because I don't think like, oh, he can just get off scot-free. And I don't think a noble family will miss 100 gold. But we'll see. What does Alar think of this?
Alo was kind of just staring at. I feel like Alo was mainly living this to you guys, but when he saw the whole situation, he was the one that stated the idea that this is just a power play. Like he's seen this before, like when he was ruling the kingdom, where basically you have your warden basically call out other people who capture people and try to either shake them down or try to get something out of it. And he's not. Alo would probably say, well, I think the fine idea works well. Since the family lives in Leowyn, we can technically take money from them and not directly from the person that will be sent back. I don't know how it's going to be with a lord dealing with a king. That might be seen as, I don't know how that one's going to go. This might be going over our heads in a way.
So, what would you suggest then?
We could see if the queen might be willing to talk matters over, but she might be busy with the lords leading conquest in the north. Speaking of which, I need to look into how that's going.
Information on war fronts would be very useful.
Yes, at best, yes, we should find and give the citizen back, and in the future we'll see what we can deal with for people trying to skip bail. In the meantime, while Tate and them are gone, we will have to double our security force to make sure that people don't skip town.
All right.
Would probably be the best
Done.
idea. I know that seems like it might be infringing on people, but we need to make sure something like this doesn't happen again.
I'll see what I can do in terms of like inconspicuous operatives to see if anyone's trying to run their hides away for something bad that they committed, if you would like that.
That would probably
If not, extra guard postings.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. We need to have more ears to the ground.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Ears in the ground and eyes in the walls.
Exactly.
Switching.
Terrence gets it.
So while Kaladin is so I would assume, will Searson or Kaladin be drafting that letter?
To the queen?
Well, to the warden of Umayig, basically to get more supply.
I guess, Searson's our ambassador.
But this is a criminal underworld matter. Well, this is a criminal matter, technically.
So, I guess Kaladin could attempt to write it up.
How do I do this? Roll me So you're trying to craft a finely worded letter, right?
Yes.
How do you think the theme of this letter is gonna go?
Alright, what How do you describe the theme of the letter that we received? Formal? Official?
Yeah, formal and official.
Alright. I guess I'll try to do the same. Yeah. Like I don't need to if you your son will die if you don't hand over 50 gold.
How's your intelligence?
Like that.
How's your intelligence?
It's 14.
Roll me a roll me a. I'm trying to figure out what skill would fit this. Jesus. Oh God.
Persuasion?
I'm thinking maybe persuasion, but like I don't know for sure. Let's just go with persuasion. Roll me a persuasion intelligence check.
Okay,
So this is gonna use your intelligence modifier instead of your.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Plus 10. Let's see where this goes.
What'd you roll?
First roll is a nat 20.
Okay,
Bruh.
30. All right, so you write this letter, you send it off, and you write this finely composed letter with all the grace and civility that a noble would have, kind of trying to make it sound like you're trying to be more noble in a way, since you are still thinking about the noble house goal that you want, and you send off the letter.
This is practice. Yes.
Yes, it's practice.
Practice.
While that's going on, Searson.
Yes.
I would assume you eventually. I would assume when you have the chance, you try to meet with Avalier, right?
Oh shit!
That's mine.
Hold on. Let me turn that off. Jump on the bed. Sure.
All right.
Make an acrobatics check, Car.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna fail that. Anyway, you'll probably find Avalier. If you had to guess, you'd have to find him at the local mages guild, or considering how it's fascinating with electricity, there is one big area. There is one giant building that would be a conduit for electrical energy that you know of.
What?
He's either going to be at the local mages guild, or he's going to be at the one building you know of that's an electrical conduit in the area.
I'm back.
Happens to be a giant metal building.
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
bunch.
I gotcha. Gotcha.
So where are you going to head?
Gonna head. Is Terrence a nerdy guy?
Hey, Terrence, have your intelligence.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm gonna need to actually download this shit again.
Also, Norm, off topic,
Hi.
can I hear your New York accent again?
It's your mother again.
Oh my god.
It's not very good.
I love
It's
Wait.
okay, it's adorable.
you know him.
Or
That's given me
his
so
name
much
is Lewis.
dopamine.
So much dopamine. Norm, but New York.
Serotonin, rather, whatever you mean.
Norm is a drug.
Crow, did you send me the log for... Hold up. I gotta check our DMs.
Let's see, my intelligence is 14, so exactly the same as Caleb.
So pretty nerdy. Pretty nerdy.
All right. I'm gonna grab him.
Moderate
He's a nerdy
nerdy.
guy. Get some nerdy friends. Okay.
So you head over.
So we're heading on over.
So where do you head?
Clock tower, easily.
All right. So you head to the clock tower. And you do hear the sounds of shifting metal and the like in there. So you assume that Alar is probably going to work in there.
A classic Alar.
You kind of hear him and then you hear the crackling of electricity.
Aw, classic Avalier.
And when you walk in, you see that there's a lot more metal you see there's a lot more like, what's the word I want to use? There's a lot more I don't know how to describe this really. There's a lot, basically, you know, that this place is becoming a lot more technologically active, as basically it seems like they're trying to fix the issue that Alar had of keeping the clock tower running, and it seems to be going by basically running off electricity. So there's you see different conduits around the building that are all just drawing off electricity from the different generators.
Electricity coming off of different generators.
You see Aloy kind of like hovering in the middle of it with his book, kind of like moving different pieces of metal into place. And you see,
Hello, Trevor.
hey Trevor, and you notice that he's barely reacting to the lightning just flickering all around him as if it's not even there.
Who, Alar?
Yeah, as Avalier seems to be like shooting off lightning bolts and stuff like that to different areas, shocking generators to keep them running. And he says, a bit too much, and you hear Alar say, a bit too much power output on that one. You're going to have to fuse the other one over there to make sure they're equal output. Oh, and he goes, okay. And then he tries on the other one. Once again, too much output. Other one, and it's like going back and forth. And you're kind of getting the idea. That Alar's trying to get Avalier to hone his power output, so that way he can dish out enough power without overwhelming himself.
Righty. So I'm going to talk a bit here with what's his face? Ooh, I forgot it. I'm sorry, my brain is starting to click into place.
Avalier?
No, not Avalier. Norm's character's name.
Terrence.
So I'm going to talk with Terrence here for a moment. Terrence.
Okay.
Derek.
Yes, hello.
How well are you versed in the art of speaking?
I'm not super good. I'm better at singing, but I can handle myself.
Well, I mean, you did manage to turn Ragus into a sort of nicer person than when I met him.
I mean, I'm not sure I did that with my speech. Or even I did that, period.
Well, in any particular case, we're going to talk to a very good childhood friend of mine. Much like perhaps Ragus is to you, he's my traveling partner as I came here to the east.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Wait, 1 second. Where are we exactly?
The clock
keep going
tower.
to, like the alchemy shop.
Yeah, I went to you,
Right.
and as I was talking from there to the clock tower, I was talking to you. This conversation is happening.
Okay. Wait, I'm coming with you to the clock tower?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to.
Oh, no, sure.
Of course.
Oh, that's rather interesting. Well, you were coming from Tikrio Island to here?
Yes. A lady like me cannot travel alone. There had to be some sort of protection or help. And most people have this sort of rudimentary conversation amongst themselves. But Avalia did not. Well, so to speak. I was the only one who really understood what he was trying to talk about. Or maybe cared enough to. Who knows? I feel
Which
like
was?
you're... Well, he's very versed in electrical based magic and electrical applications of magic to mechanical outputs. And you are a chemical version of that, no? You use chemical magic and put that into an output.
I suppose you could see it like that.
Yes. And I thought that, I thought that because, I don't know, you're smart, and you don't talk to as many people, and he's smart, and he doesn't talk to many people, perhaps there might be a connection there.
That's kind of nice of you.
Oh.
And where are we going to him exactly?
I'm just very excited to meet him. I left him a while ago. Must be 2-3 years now. And to have my job here in Leowyn. I haven't talked to him in some time. Last time I heard he was learning something in Ditz. And now that he is here in our very own town, I haven't met him yet. I'm very excited, I believe is the term.
Oh, that's very cute. So we're just paying him a visit. That's cool.
Yes. Might as well pay Ayla a visit while we're at it. It seems as I can hear him already there. And then we'll get to him.
Yes.
Alright.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say yes. Ayla kind of, and you see Avalier, the silver dragonborn with some singed scales. In fact, while he's firing off another lightning bolt, you see one of the scales kind of like fall off him. As you can tell, that he's probably gotten hit by his own lightning attack before, if you can probably guess based off his appearance.
Yeah,
Literally
a few times.
And Ayla kind of like moved his head to the side as a crack of lightning almost hits him in the head, and he just looks down at Avalier, who just like kind of like just rubs the back of his head. Sorry. He kind of like Ayla kind of sighs for shutting his book, and he says, "You have guests." And Avalier kind of looks confused for a moment, and then he turns around and he sees you guys like, "Oh, hi, Peterson," and then
Hi, I'm Terrence.
Hi, and
I'm the alchemist here in Leowyn.
nice to meet you. You get the feeling that Avalier kind of wants to hug you, but he's not sure like what the protocol on like touching is
Oh,
for both of you. I mean,
Oh, for both of us. I don't know. I just wave at him.
seriously.
I'm not sure I get that feeling.
All right.
Have I been pushed more to? I'd say I've been pushed more to emotions. So yeah, sure, why not? Go in for a hug. Very quick, very brief. Probably static induced.
Yeah, you kind of see Terrence. You see some of Searson's feathers kind of like stand up on their end when she hugs Avalier for a quick second. As there's probably a lot of static electricity brimming off of him, and there's quite a few like singed scales that fall off more as they before they pull away from each other.
Oh god. Are you sure? Are you sure that's safe? You've lost a couple of scales there.
Oh, that's normal. Don't worry about it. He says. He kind of like pushes as he kind of like squints at you. As he kind of like squints to look at you, Terrence.
Wait, do those grow back?
Yeah, define grow back.
Like if you lose a scale, do you like get another one after a while?
You see him kind of like pressing on different parts of his head, kind of like just checking, and he's kind of like he pushes the top of it. He's like, yeah, they grow back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Otherwise,
learn a new thing every day.
Otherwise, I'd be kind of scaleless right now.
Yes, totally.
So.
Yeah, it's.
That was to be a joke.
What were we gonna say, Car?
What were you gonna say?
No. I was just gonna see if I could spawn up a conversation, but you sound like you got something coming.
I was just going to have a very dumb. I was just going to have a very dumb fact. It was just like, oh, you know, electricity affects cold-blooded creatures a lot differently than warm-blooded creatures. You know that?
I did not know that, actually.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, I don't think you'd have as much, for example, Avalier wouldn't have as much to worry about with electric energy than per se something like someone like me would, because it'd be harder to pass through the heart there. A cold-blooded creature offers more resistance.
Doesn't help the fact that I'm kind of resistant to lightning, because, he kind of, like, points at the type of Dragonborn he is.
However, with my exception, we, as a species, my specific subdivision of our species, we're built as bioconductors for electricity, which means we also have our own resistance to it. But it's in a much different way than you think. So, if I were to per se, and she'll touch one end of a battery, or one end of a wire. If I were to say, touch one end of a wire, and touch another end over here on the other side, right? Theoretically, the electric current would go right through my heart and would kill me instantly. But with a Tigreal, we have an alternate switch, a biological switch, so to speak, that allows it to go past the heart.
How did you activate it?
Well, it's much in the same way that any electrical mage, any mage would be able to get a bolt out of their finger. It's more of a focus thing.
Oh, so it's okay.
Each person has their own innate energy in them, and she'll just focus on she'll press on your chest like that. And this innate energy within them, and it is how they control that flow of energy that allows electricity to pass through. Think of it like setting up your own circuitry, if you understand what any of that means.
Yeah, I mean, chemistry is kind of like about energy. And I'm not just talking about, like, storing it until it goes boom.
No, it's probably his job anyways.
I don't explode. Often.
Gosh. How has it been? The last time I heard of you, you said you were going to a university in Zitz. You just, you needed to study there. What brings you all the way over here?
Well, I did study there, and then there wasn't anyone who could really teach my style of magic. I was an evocation, and there's not all the evocation guys are off to war and the like, so no one could really teach me unless I went to war, and that's not something I want to do, so no one could really teach me. And then I heard that there was an evoker wizard here that could probably teach me. They didn't say who it was, they just said that it was an option that was open, and I said, sure! And it turns out, and then he motions to Alar, that it was him.
An offered position for evocation.
It's not an offer. You hear Alar say he's moving it as he kind of like moves another gear into place, and you hear the chung of the clock tower as it gets closer to being prepared. It's more like I'm obligated to do this. I technically did focus on evocation back when I was a member of the Mages Guild long before my stint as, and he kind of like doesn't finish the sentence because you know what he means.
Mm-hmm.
Though I do know many different types of magic, evocation is specifically my specialty. Summoning, he's summoning, and he kind of summons a black hole for reference. For kind of like putting it out.
How big of a black hole?
It kind of like fits. It fits in the palm of his hand, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God.
That would probably kill us all, but okay.
Well, no. Do you say this out loud?
You should start sucking in all the color.
Do you say this out loud?
God.
No, I don't.
Oh, because
Terrence wouldn't know how black holes work.
Alright. And he kind of like puts it away and he says, thankfully, I have control over the... What is it they call it? I have control over... Would it be called the accretion disk? Like, basically the point of no return for a black hole? Is that what it's called?
The event horizon.
Event horizon. Okay. He says, I have control over the event horizon of each of these things that I create, so I can make it to where it has no gravity at all. And he kind of summons it again, and nothing happens. And then he summons a bigger one that sucks in like a piece of paper nearby, and you guys kind of feel it drawing on you guys before he gets rid of it.
Damn.
I can even
Great.
make it to where
I
it can.
do not want to mess with that.
I can even make it
Unless
to
with the
where.
guy who creates that.
Yeah. So you technically remember. You guys remember the meteorites that kind of crashed down onto your army during the battle for Unigula?
Oh no.
Those-
Well, I remember that. Perry rolled that.
Yeah. Though Alar explains that those had black holes in the center of them.
Oh god, that makes them scarier somehow.
Basically, enough gravity to pull it together, but not enough of gravity to tear it apart.
That's very scary.
Oh, so like they wouldn't burn up in the atmosphere.
Yeah. So basically, they form the giant boulder around it, but they don't get sucked into it and like a spaghetti.
That's
Spaghetti!
pretty smart, actually.
Yeah. Keep in mind that Alar is the only Dunamancy wizard that you know of, so he's the only one that would know how to summon, how to create and get rid of black holes in that nature. He's also the only one who knows time magic as well. So.
Dion, if you were here earlier, I'd have actually
he
brought you
kind of
with
knows
me.
a lot
'Cause
of
holy
things.
shit.
Yeah, let's assume that Dion's there with you.
Yes, Dion's
Here.
with us.
Great. Should we just bring
Kind of a big
Calvin
deal.
along too, so he's not alone?
Yes,
Let's
Cal,
go.
get over here.
The entire party's just there, just hanging out as Alar shows his abilities with the black hole.
Fangirling over the mundaneness of magic. It's so helpful.
And then he kind of like drop, and then with the middle disc underneath his feet, he kind of like brings it down so that way he's ground level with you guys. And that's the gravity side of the thing. I also have control over chronology, which is something that I will not be demonstrating much.
Dion
Feels
mentioned that as a fan of the stability of the space-time continuum.
That's less
Having
that.
already been frightened for his life, has this man threatened to open a singularity just to demonstrate his power. Yeah.
He says, technically speaking, I do have the ability to transfer myself between different, what's the word? Timelines, I think was the correct word for it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, a timeline will split and then create two dimensions, right? So it's pretty much just different timelines.
Though technically I can also, and he kind of snaps his fingers for a moment, and you see basically a what seems to be a fractured blue-like image of Alar appear next to him, kind of looking at you all before pops away.
Bruh.
I can draw off dead timelines as well and summon copies of myself.
That is quite the power. But what are they used to do? What are they used for?
For example, he summons one up. He has it walk over to a different area. He kind of like swings his sword, but he looks like he's about to swing his sword to hit you, Dion. But it just goes right through you, and instead it like cuts into a gear that was sitting on the floor that the clone was next to. He can basically transfer attacks and the like through his copies before it disappears again.
That is very cool. But these copies that are being eliminated, do they have their own sapient consciousness, or were they already destined to die based upon their timeline?
Well, they come from dead timelines, basically timelines that basically no longer exist. He's pulling off the vestiges of it that are left.
I see. Very cool. Well, in that case, Dion would approve, given that that's the best way that they can give their lives to aid those that are able to still exist.
Yeah, you see Avalier kind of like just like watching in wonder as he watches Alar like kind of explain the different sides of magic. How do you guys react to Alar's kind of magic lesson?
Dion would take note because he's about to be like, "Alum, write this shit down."
Well,
Turns would be like a bit scared.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Terrence's side there.
Cal would probably be a little more cautious. Like, okay, so this is not the max potential, but still potential of magic. So
particularly Dunamancy, and I'm the only one who knows it. He says. He kind of like eyes Dion writing notes for a moment.
Oh.
Just take
note of this as well.
I'm the only one who knows how to use Dunamancy, so technically when I pass, it's stuck with me.
We shall see.
Do you not teach anyone else?
No. You met the one. You met the one person that I taught. You met 3 of the people that I taught it to. What happened to 2 of them?
That's a fair point. Given its track record, though, I mean, I think it would be worth
Kind of
seeking
like
a worthy apprentice.
statistics. I mean, what? Sorry for that. Go on.
What were you saying? All right. So what were you saying there, Dion?
Oh, I was just gonna say that, if you find someone that can use it for the greater good, then it's worth passing on. So that should be something you keep in mind, unless you think it's completely unusable for anything other than evil actions, right?
Noted. And what were you gonna say, Terrence?
Or the danger outweighs the potential benefit.
Well, let's see. There was Galen Merrick. He just looks between all of you when he says that.
Yes.
There was Nerul. He again looked between all of you when he says that.
There was Galen Merrick. There was fucking Nerul.
And then he says, and then there's Thrin.
Oh. Okay, that one's not so bad.
It's like I'm 2 for 3. I'm 2 for 3 for losing I'm 2 for 3 for losing students who learn this.
Well, one of them was kind of one of them was more of a thing with the Raven Queen. Just saying.
True.
But is it really worth it? Worth that thing being forgotten in time?
Yes, considering the fact that I would say so. Considering the destructive capabilities of Dunamancy, despite all of its benefits, such as any kind of motions to the clock tower, that's only because I at least understand the ramifications of when I use it. Other people aren't so smart. Not discounting discounting people's intelligences, just discounting their morality, their morals. Besides the, and since I'm the only one who can teach it, no one else can know about it as a result of my master disappearing from the face of the earth, from the face of Acria.
Well, what about Thrin?
I doubt Thrin will actually teach anybody. He seems to be. Though it appears I don't know much about Thrin currently.
Would it be possible to teach it in a form capable only of helping people?
Nope.
Okay.
Literally, the only aspects of Dunamancy there are is there's graviturgy. He kind of motions to. He kind of picks up a gear like with levitation. He says basically manipulating the gravity and density of other objects.
How in the world can't that be used to enhance industry?
Well, let's see. For example, and he just squeezes his hand and he crushes one of the gears. Case in point.
So it's not delicate enough. I see.
It can be, but the problem is let's say think of the most fragile object you can think of. Someone give me a fragile object.
A flower.
Yeah.
All right, flower. Let's go with the flower. He summons a spectral flower. You have to be very careful with it. Too delicate, and you won't do what you have to do with it. Too rough, and he shows a crushed flower. Gravity is basically that. We understand gravity as we experience it. He says, for example, he snaps his fingers and you feel like he basically motions to how you guys are all right now. But if I'm too light with it, he snaps his fingers and you guys feel a lot more lighter, like Kaladin. You're kind of like let's assume that you jump higher up than you're supposed to and then come back down slower.
Bro, this is awesome.
Too heavy and emotions, and he's going to look at Dion for this one. Dion, you start feeling it's kind of harder for you to stand up straight, but thanks to your strength, you're able to stop your spine from basically shattering from the weight of gravity.
I see. Well, I hope that he could perceive I had a high enough strength to do so before, but I'll assume that he did.
No, he didn't. He knew. He
Okay.
looked directly at you for that. You were the strongest out of the group.
Fair enough.
And then
I will slightly nod my head in respect, even though I am straining myself not to collapse under the force of gravity.
he immediately stops and he says, "Case in point."
I see.
The problem is that you need a specific style of learning in order to be able to actually understand the difference between keeping light enough and keeping heavy enough. And most people can't comprehend that style of dunamancy.
The balance.
Yeah, the balance of it. There we go. That's the word.
So most people can't find that balance. So most people use it in an extreme and unbalanced form. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically, because the issue here is that, and then Evalia kind of cuts and says, "Wait, then how did your master know how to keep the balance?" My master was. He kind of looks off to this. He kind of looks off to the side. A strange one, I suppose. He was always weird in a way. Kind of like you see, he's kind of puzzled when he says, "Actually, why can't I remember much about him?" Alar's kind of puzzled there. And you know that Alar doesn't have a habit of forgetting. That Alar does not have a habit of forgetting things.
All right, I'll insight check him because why not?
All right. Would anyone else like to insight check Alar?
Sure. 1 second.
All right, Searson, Dion.
Insight check to tell that this man clearly forgot.
4.
Or not clearly forgot, or clearly had that memory taken from him.
Shit. I can't see my insight modifier. Never
That's
mind.
not nat 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay. Do you know what your wisdom modifier is? Terrence.
+2.
+2.
Wait,
Are you
sorry. Wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom. Insight is wisdom based.
Oh, never mind. My score's slightly better then.
So what do I roll?
Are you proficient in it? Is the little black? Is it filled in with a black circle or no?
Oh, yes it is. I am.
Okay, then that would be then it's going to be your wisdom modifier. You guys are level 9, so that's +4.
+4. I got a 22. Damn.
What's your wisdom modifier?
+2. is my
Okay, so that's
wisdom.
20. So that's a 26 then.
Oh.
Ew.
All right, 26.
It's 3 now,
Hmm.
or is it still 2?
Your proficiency bonus?
Correct.
It's up to a +4 because you guys are level 9.
I got. Never mind. Still not a great score, but impressive how high it gets regardless.
Yeah. Kaladin, what'd you get? Gabe,
What's that?
what'd you get for your insight roll?
Nat 20.
Unnatural 20. And
Bruh.
Searson?
18.
18. Okay, yeah, this is okay. Dion, it kind of takes you a bit to catch on with Avalier, but they kind of clue you in that Alar definitely did not forget this memory willingly. Like the fact that he forgot this is something that stands out.
Uh-huh.
So repeat that again?
Someone did this to him.
Basically, the fact that he forgot this, you can tell that he's not like lying or anything. He actually did forget, and knowing Alar, that's not something you just forget.
Yeah. I guess you should pay a trip to the Dark Brother. Like, oi, let me beat you. I want to remember stuff.
Oh my goodness, are you actually gonna suggest that to him?
No, that's for later.
Oh my goodness.
There's no magical means by which to peer through one's memories within the past.
There is, but none of you know that spell.
Right, but I'm sure that the Master of Magic that we just spoke to doesn't.
Alar himself? I mean,
And some
he,
that would be one suggestion at first if that was an option.
Well, he could. He just kind of, if you pause the idea to him, he kind of just shrugs it off and says, it'll come back to me. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. But yeah,
Okay.
that's the whole thing about dunamancy. Moving on. But yes, I will be training Avalier for the time being for quite a while. And I look forward to being your student. Again, with your inside checks, you can tell that Alar is kind of not pleased that he has to teach, but he's kind of putting up with it because he's kind of just putting up with it in a way. It has nothing to do with Avalier. It has to do with the fact that he has to teach in general.
I see he's not a fan.
Anyway, Valier, your work is done here for today. You can go and do whatever it is you wish to do with your leisure. Oh, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. He says. He kind of like looks back to the clock tower. With you've given enough energy to start this off. I'll see what I need to finish up with. And Valia kind of looks over at Searson and says, "So, what is there to do around here?"
I guess I'll explain to him kind of like the project I wanted to do.
You see his eyes kind of light up. He says, "Ooh, that could work. And we could have it to where it all stems back to the clock tower. Have it be our giant conduit of energy." He says he kind of like motions at the whole thing.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
And while you two are having that conversation, Aloy kind of like motions Kaladin closer.
Kaladin goes closer.
I need you to look into something for me.
Alright. What is it?
Remember how the Tempest Princess brought up how people are losing their minds remembering the past? Particularly the past related to me?
Yeah.
Virno's getting nowhere with finding the information, and I get the feeling that's because he's being blocked by higher up. So I need you to look into things for me.
Alright. Do you have any suggestions where to start, or should I just go at it myself?
I recommend doing this to yourself.
Alright.
Particularly with the other side of you.
Yes. Alright. Consider it done.
He nods. Bring me back any information you find.
Of course.
Oh, and don't get caught. If Leah finds out about this, you can guess what the consequences will be for me.
Oh, do you know who you're talking to?
He kind of smirks. I think I have a perfect idea. And then he kind of like, turns away. While that's going on, Searson and Terrence, you're getting like, basically you already have Evalier coming up with schematics for the whole lightning rod idea.
Lightning room.
Vod's idea.
Ooh.
Actually, what if we make it a
Okay.
conduit for magical energy too? Maybe so that we can make a giant barrier around the town to protect it from giant threats, maybe?
Giant barrier threats.
Giant barriers to
You're
protect it from
confident you
threats.
can do that?
Well, I can do the electricity bit. The magic bit, I'll have to work on. The Mages Guild would love to fund something like that. As long as they get
Well, I could help you. I could help you if you want to make batteries.
That'll work. We'll definitely need that.
I mean, I haven't made one before, but I'm sure like a trip to the library will be quite illuminating.
Actually, that one's not.
Wow.
There are no libraries. Elia kind of like chuckles a bit at the fun because there are no libraries in the east that hold that knowledge. This comes from, and then Elia says it comes from out west, particularly from the Isle. Particularly from the Isle itself.
Uh-huh.
This is a Tikriel technology. This is a quick Tikriel technology that a friend of mine happened to sneak over to me when he and I traveled together. And I assume the same thing happened with.
Would you happen to have any of it?
Hmm?
Would you happen to have any of it?
Yes, I should have some schematics. I should have some schematics of it. Valier has already seen some of them, along with his own notes that I assume that he got from, and he looks over at Searson.
Yes.
He's assuming that Valier picked up some of the battery ideas from you. Since they're from Tikriel Isle, where more advanced technology like that would be from.
I wouldn't know a thing about that. I wouldn't know a thing about that. But however, I did absorb some of the knowledge from my husband. Yes.
And I'm sure the project will go swimmingly then through that combined knowledge.
Well, anyway, I'm sure that like my training as a chemist or alchemist, I mean, could help you with that.
Yes, I think.
If you need to.
Yes, I think you'll be an invaluable asset. In fact, Terrence. It's always good.
Really?
Yes, it's always good to have good aides around here to be able to come up with projects like this. Especially if they're actually doing something with the time and not watching other people. And you hear a meep as someone runs out of the clock tower. That's the third time this month.
Is that Three?
No, that was Arbane Wayswin.
What now?
He's a historian of the Sorcerer King. You see him kind of fold his arms. Guess who we found out is here?
Wait.
Oh, did he now?
Aren't you the Sorcerer King?
He nods slowly.
Oh,
How
so
did he
he's like a
find that out,
biographer.
though?
It seems like a certain organization, he shouts towards the ceiling, isn't good at keeping things under wraps as they should be. He's clearly mocking the Mages Guild here.
Mhm.
Gosh, they can't keep.
Is Dion still on the list of unassociables with the Magic Guild, or
Well,
did he
fine.
rectify the circumstance?
I was rectified a while ago, dude.
The book of
Well, I know
grudges.
One individual, but with the entirety?
I mean, the Mages Guild never had a problem with you as one specific guy.
Oh, fair enough. Well, in that case, Dion will move on as he would.
But yeah. Anyway, but yes. Now that's dealt with. I can get back to my work without. And then you hear the sound. You hear what sounds like gears turning, but it's not the clock tower.
Oh.
And Aloy kind of like
What
pauses.
is it then?
Aloy kind of pauses. He's like, "What? I didn't turn on." He's kind of like very confused right now. And you realize that the sound is coming from the door itself.
Going to the door.
And in comes what appears to be a clockwork automaton?
Bruh.
And he kind of like pauses as he looks at it. He says, "What in the world?" And it kind of like walks forward, and it kind of like looks around, and it kind of scans each one of you with this shining light from it.
Okay.
Is music box music being played now?
When it shines on Alar, that's when music box music does start playing. And then it kind of scans Alar. It says, "Subject of message identified. Playing message now." And this light comes out that shows this rather proper looking Tikriel man.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I can find his picture real quick.
We're all fucked.
Let me see if I can find his picture. Where's that picture at?
We're so unbelievably royally fucked.
How?
Dude, I thought I was fucked in the beginning of this game. Now.
I can't find the image.
You can't find my name? Sure, I'll get it for you.
Please, because for some reason the search isn't working for some reason, so I can't. So I'm having a hard time actually finding it, and his name's not popping up in chat. Actually, wait. Let me see if I just do images.
Gabe, we're fucked. We're all fucked. We're all gonna die.
Nah, we're fine.
You are not fine.
Why are we not fine?
We are the opposite of fine right now.
Why, Car? Tell me why.
Dying isn't the worst thing that can happen.
It
Living
is.
without
Dying
having
isn't the
made
worst
a
thing that
positive
can happen.
difference is the worst thing that can happen.
Is.
God damn, I can't find the fucking. It's like it's only specifically our chat for some reason, Carl. Like I can't search what you send me.
Really?
For some reason. Like I can search in general, but I can't narrow it down to a specific user. But this is basically the guy that appears in the clockwork image. I posted an image chat.
1 second.
I remember this clockwork soldier guy that you showed us way back.
No, I've never shown this one before, trust me.
Oh, it's like wait. Is this like?
I've seen this one though.
I'm trying to think.
It's all fun and games until it appears.
Would we? So can we size
Didn't
this
Kark mention
automaton
this?
up? Like, would that be something we'd be capable of doing in terms of like gauging its power?
You get that it's just a messenger. It's not meant to be something to fight.
I see. Fair enough.
And he
I'm
kind of
more
said, huh?
doubtful of those who sent it are.
He kind of, and so this tick wheel appears, and he kind of looks straight at Aloy, and he says, I assume that I am speaking to Aloy Daenerys, the wonderful patron who has purchased so many goods from so many of these clockwork goods. You may not have known that I was the supplier, but your money is appreciated nonetheless. I have sent you this message as a congratulatory gift for your patronage, and also to extend a hand of a potential partnership between the two of us, if you would like to continue working in this endeavor for clockwork goods and the like. I have heard stories about you, and I would love to know, and I would most certainly like to know if those stories turn out to be true, and them being good towards both of our businesses. If you would like to continue this, if you'd like to investigate this further, please speak to my messenger, and he will record your message and send it right back to you, and send it right back to me when he returns to me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Jakendu Ruse Elin signing off, and the image goes out.
Bruh.
Okay, I'm officially shook now. Roxy, I'm not sure if you're still here, but shook.
What?
Roxy, I'm shook!
From what? What happened?
This entire 5 minutes. This is horrible! This is very bad! This is...
Okay.
Alo kind of just pauses for a moment as he stares at the automaton, and he kind of looks up at him and says, Would you like to record a message for my master? And he kind of just looks between all of you like, what?
Dude, I'm having a panic attack.
Is this visible?
Visible distress coming from Searson, yeah.
Alo kind of notices and asks, Searson, are you... How do you look right now, Searson?
Pale.
Pale. Anything else?
Pale, shivering, cold, scared. If that music box is playing, definitely concerned.
Aloy kind of like looks over at you, and he looks at the automaton and says, Could you wait outside, please? I will do that and wait for your message, and he proceeds to leave. And with him, the music box fades away. And Avalia kind of like goes over to you and like puts a hand on your shoulder, like, "Are you okay?"
She calms down, and it goes into the seething rage. You ordered parts from my father?
Aloy kind of like looks stunned for a moment and says, "I did." Like he doesn't know about this. Like he was like, I ordered these parts from the Mages Guild, who got them from a buyer that they had in response for this project. I didn't.
That.
Okay, well, insight.
I mean, he's probably telling the truth, but Searson's not gonna believe that. I fucking hate Yahoo.
What'd you roll? Oh, you accidentally got Yahoo.
Yeah,
Wait, you rolled with Yahoo?
No, he accidentally had Yahoo up.
Okay, I was about to say.
I rolled an 8.
I
would hardly call this a planned activity, so no.
I know. So that's a 7. Oh no, wait. What's your insight modifier?
1.
So 9. I will say that despite the distress that you're in and the fact that you're very distrusting of Aloy right now because of the current situation, you probably get the idea that he's not lying. Like he's straight up just like he does not understand what's going on right now.
Well, who knows? Maybe he doesn't know I'm here.
He seemed that it doesn't seem like the automaton recognized you, so I think he only knows that technically I'm here.
Good. It's fine. I'm sorry to have gotten so angry with you.
Alar kind of like nods slowly. So I would assume the best case would be to cut off the partnership, to not allow any partnership at all. I assume, just to finish this project and be done with it.
Yes. And it might be best if I cleared up the situation a bit further.
In what regard?
In private.
Alright, as the ambassador, I suppose, I'll leave that to you. To be honest, by this point, I'm gonna use everybody's passive insights for this. You can tell that clearly Alar is on the back foot here. Like, this is Alar, like you remember how you saw Alar, like, being on the back foot when he's with when he talked to Leah the first time you met her, like, how off-put he was and, like, how he couldn't really articulate that well. This is Alar right now. Like, he really is, like, wondering what's going on here. Like, he's like, what?
Oof.
And then he looks right at you, and then he kind of looks at you, and he kind of thinks about it, says, "Well, I mean, I could see if an old friend's family from the Tickrel Isles might be the better option, just in case I need more parts instead of going to the Mages Guild. That way things are more secure, I suppose." I do. For now, I think I'm done with the tower for today. I have other things that I'll probably deal with just to make sure. I bid you all good day. And Naylor is just gonna like make his way out of the tower like quickly, like. So all you guys are left there alone. Navalier kind of looks around like, what just happened?
A very rare occurrence.
Avalier. You
Yes?
know how I don't mention too much about my family?
Yes.
There's a reason for that.
Your dad's an asshole?
My dad's not an asshole, so to speak. He has a lot of power. And...
Does that include bigger versions of and emotions to the thing that left the room?
She nods.
Oh. Okay.
Not talk about this. I'm sure... Someone has a good idea, right?
I have no idea what's going on.
I really just want to get my mind off of this. Can we do something else?
Would
When you
like
want to hug your friend, but you're in another country?
Yeah.
Would you like
what
us
do you
to
do
go
for
get
fun?
some sweets?
Sweets?
Yes,
Sweets are always good.
Bakery's open.
indeed.
My parents are there. They'll do it for you.
Yep. Do you guys go out to get some sweets?
Sweets are delicious.
Food is
Sounds like a really
good.
great idea.
Someone give him some ice cream. Her some ice cream.
So you're gonna... What's your idea, Searson? Fucking damn it! Damn it! Fuck!
Anything that is away from here
Okay?
is a great idea.
Yeah, I'm
Did you spill
fine.
something?
No, I broke my the metallic thing that you the thing that you used. It's kind of like the thing that. Fuck, I can't even describe it. Damn it.
Okay.
Take a
You broke the
picture.
metallic thing.
Yeah, whatever. Continuing. Ignore me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So. All right. So, what's Citizen's idea?
What do you mean? What's my idea? I've got no ideas right now. Definitely having an anxiety attack.
Well, they did suggest sweets.
Sweets sounds sweet. Sounds sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right then, you guys go off to get some sweets.
Yeah.
They'll mainly, and as you're going, I will say that Avelia kind of distracts you by talking about some things that happened while you two were away from each other. But for the rest of the party, you guys see Alar talking to the automaton. While Avelia is like walking off with Searson. Do you try and listen to what they're saying?
Yes.
Who you asking?
I'm
With
asking
my
everyone except
massive
Searson.
rabbit ears.
Sure.
Dion, wait, are you gonna try and
Is
listen
that
to
a
him as well?
perception check?
No, I just want to know. I'm gonna assume that your passive perception is behind him. I just want to know if you're listening in.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so you hear him say, "I," and you see him say in a very cold and calculating turn of phrase. He simply says, "I apologize, but I will not be taking your partnership at this time. I have decided to go other ways for the endeavor that I plan to undertake, and I would prefer it if you do not contact me again, as I do not think that our partnership is something that I would like to continue at any time. That I would like to start at any time. I apologize for the inconvenience, and while the Mages Guild has hired you, I personally was not the one that contacted you. So please please have a wonderful time with your other patronids. For your service to me shall end soon. End message. And the automaton kind of shapes up. Message recorded. Would you like to say anything else before I head off to return this message? He kind of looks at the automaton for a bit, and he kind of looks at him for a bit, and he kind of asks, how did he know I was here? Records indicate that Jakindu gained this information from members of the Mages Guild in Eland. And then the thing just walks off, and you see Ayla kind of like take a deep breath. I'm gonna have a talk later with Seriel. And then
Hearing that,
and then you see the automaton open up a portal, and just walk straight through
fuck.
into a clockwork workshop
Oh fuck.
before it closes swiftly behind him. You see Aloy pinch the bridge of his nose for a moment.
Terrence just looks this and is like, I wonder if this ends badly. He doesn't say that he thinks that.
And Alar simply walks off, as you can see that he's still and Alar simply walks off, but you see that he's acting up. You guys have gotten used to how Sisson is. Basically, you've gotten used to the tick-reel side of things and how they act, right? Yeah, you've seen Alar act more in a elvish manner, usually like where he's more emotional and stuff. In this situation, he seems very strict to the point and reserved now, as he simply just walks off. You see his arms folded behind his back, him walking him straight. Every move he makes more calculated than normal as he just leaves.
Uh-huh.
And there's that. Ooh. How about we take like a quick 9-minute break and come back here at 9?
Holy shit! Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I'm
Sure.
gonna pause this right here. You all, the rest of you in the recording, you'll see this when it starts back up.
Okay, it's an extra history reference. But yeah, moving on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, starting back up. I'm trying to figure out what music I want to play now. Let me think.
God damn it.
Yeah, let's start back up with the usual. Actually, no, wait, hold up. Actually, no, I will do. This one because this one will work. Okay. Starting back up. Let me think carefully. Okay. So, you guys, spawning off, continuing onward from that. I will say that for the people that are going to be functioning enough to realize this, there are issues brewing in town as the days wear on. People are getting a lot more agitated towards each other.
All right, this is a good way.
Yes,
This is
randomly.
going to work out well. All right, so we need to do a non-lethal, non-permanent injury crackdown.
Alright, I don't... Before we go to that route,
Basically,
I think we
it's
should
just
probably
exercise against.
investigate why this is happening.
I agree, but we just attack the source once we find it. But we don't have to kill.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what the source is, so we can't exactly just
Wait,
crack down on
you
what we
mean
can't
just-
see. So
It helps
Getting
build a
angry
communal
at our
society. You know, a little bit of martial prowess, right?
Oh my, give me a
Toughen up.
yeah.
Give me a second.
just beat the shit out of it, dude.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Can I explain what the tension is?
No.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
what's going on?
Okay,
Yes,
so another letter has arrived. This time from the town that you spawned, Leowyn. A little town to
Yeah,
yourself
right.
that Perry gave a mayorship to. You got a letter from its mayor. I will say that I will show this for everyone to see because this might affect all of you.
Oh, great.
Saracen or Carr, particularly, you might want to look at this one as well because this refers to something that you dealt with last session.
Oh yeah, cool.
So Wayne.
Oh. Give it a look. Have constipation.
I will read it off to the Lions of Leowyn. I send this correspondence as I have heard many complaints from my citizens about the arrival of Mercurio Dinar, a person who has harmed my people many times in Aeneas. Since you are keeping him in your town until his departure at the arrival of Abbresso, I wish to let you know that the defense of my citizens are paramount. If I feel that their rights are being infringed upon and that the law isn't protecting them, we have to look into the partnership that the two towns hold. I understand that you have the right to revoke my mayorship and take this town from me, but I pray that you are able to see it from my point of view. If there is no trouble, there is no need to respond to this letter. I just hope that you make sure to protect the Tabaxi people to the best of your ability. If not, well, I suppose we will see what the reaction will be to such events. In confidence, Mayor of Leowyn, Remnants of History.
All right. So, how good is our relations with this individual? Like, could we meet with him in person directly?
Would you like to?
I think that
I
would
mean,
be the quickest way.
He's our appointed mayor, so we could
I think
more
if
than
John
likely
was
just
able
summon him.
to speak with him in person, I think he would be able.
Well, I see no real issue with this paper right now, to be honest, because we already had the issue dealt with.
No, but okay, so this paper is exactly this person is very intelligent, very much so from how politically correct the letter was, but it's basically the perfect statement to say just before you go to war, because it buys you the most time because it's the most correct. So I think we should go ahead and end the situation completely by conveying that we value their people and that we want the situation resolved just as much as them. That would be my vote.
Well, the situation is for the most part resolved. We talked to the guy about his history.
Mm-hmm.
We explained to him our law,
Mm-hmm.
and in a very strict manner. Told him that if he breaks it, he's upheld to the same thing that's all citizens are upheld to.
Right.
And yes.
No, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
And like he mentioned, he stated his quarrel with Thievery, and we told him our stance on that.
Right.
Actually, you told him. You told me.
Yeah, you told him
Right.
the laws, and he told him. So yeah, this is basically just the mayor of Zwin telling you like, "Hey, keep our people safe." And technically
Okay.
speaking,
Basically, he was
Maybe
like,
I
keep up
read
the
too
good
much
work.
into it. Maybe I just thought it was very well crafted, so I was thinking that there were intentions behind it that may have been,
I mean,
less than in need of a constant state where it wouldn't be so urgent to send such a well-crafted letter. But regardless,
I will
I
say,
think it's fine. I don't, I think we should just worry about upkeeping things
Wait,
that we can
so-
actionably tell need our attention, because there's, a lot. So if it's not a problem, I don't see any reason to address it, right?
well, I will say, Zwin is a village. You guys are town nearing city, so the power disparity is, massive.
Yeah. Aren't
Can
we
Dion go visit?
basically,
I think he
like-
would like to visit, though.
You can.
I mean, obviously, he's probably been there before, right?
No,
I think-
none of you have. Remember, this town got founded last year, and all you guys have been staying in. All you guys stayed in Leowyn basically to run things. You left Zwin in the hands of the mayor, who's been kind of running it. But side
That's
tangent.
true.
Terrence, what were you gonna say, Norm?
1 second. Yeah, like the message itself implied that we have like the right to tell him what to do.
Yeah, because you did give
But
him.
he's just basically politely asking us, or else.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Basically, yeah. Because keep in mind, the Lord of Leowyn, aka Aldwin, gave him that mayorship. Technically speaking, the Lord and you guys, by extension, can take that away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's already the town. Keep in mind, that village already is trading with you, Dion. Is the thing. It's just that he's basically just saying, he's basically just setting out the point of saying the Tabaxi people have been injured by this guy before. He wants to make sure you guys don't you guys are doing your part in a way. He doesn't. Whether you guys respond to him or not or visit him, that's up to you guys. Like, what do you guys think your response should be to this?
Mm-hmm. Wait, can I get some more info on who this guy is?
Oh, remnant of history. He's the mayor of Zwin. That was the town that.
No, I mean the guy he's talking about.
Oh, Mercurio.
Mercurio.
Okay, Simpson, would you like to explain?
I'm eating dinner right now, so no.
All right. Okay. So basically, a family moved in. I'll do it. A family moved into town. The Abresso Dinar and his wife. Give me a second. That's not it. There we go. NPCs. So there was Abresso and Elia. These two had run out of town, run out of Aeneas, for reasons you didn't know at the time, but then Whitney and Simpson went to investigate. It was revealed that Abresso has a twin brother known as Mercurio. Mercurio apparently had a violent streak in him that got them run out of town due to some incidents he had with the Tabaxi servants they had. And basically, Abresso basically left town with his wife, and his brother went off somewhere else. No one knows where. And basically, Abresso decided to start up a business in Leowyn, or start up investments in Leowyn. And Abresso recently had to leave for a business meeting, and Mercurio came in to watch his home. Mercurio is disliked by the Tabaxi for what he did to the Tabaxi people back in Aeneas. There are debates on what happened. Supposedly he was physically abusive towards the servants, but when Searson went to investigate with Zarn last session, they discovered that his point of view was that it was because he caught a Tabaxi servant trying to steal a family heirloom that his father that their father had, and basically because Mercurio is very touchy about that, he basically reacted in kind and beat the servant to the point to where he scared them off. However, However, he says that because of that, those bruises were used to claim that he's being abusive towards servants, when in actuality he was just defending his home. However, because
He was just abusive to one servant.
supposedly, that's what he says. There's two different conflicting stories on this. And basically, when Searson basically told him, okay, you're allowed to non-lethally defend your home, but should you kill or injure anyone in a way that causes more harm than good, you will be prosecuted for it.
Excellent.
Okay.
But yes, the two sides on this are that Mercurio's and also, I would like to also mention that Whitney's notes on this claim that Abbresso also had bruises as well, the twin brother. So it seems like Mercurio might be physically abusive towards both his brother and the servants, but he claims otherwise.
Huh.
And you have no evidence of either, as this is all he said, she said.
Yeah.
Is there a reason we can't hold him in some kind of like very luxurious prison in which he can do some kind of intellectual labor on our behalf?
You mean besides
You
that?
assume he's intellectual.
And also, that would be holding someone against their will. Which I mean,
We-
you can do as Lords of Leowyn. You got this is medieval times. You can do
I mean,
whatever the
we
hell you
would
want.
like.
Probable cause.
We don't
We
have
are the
anything
law,
on him.
after all.
If we don't
I
have
do.
anything on him,
What do you
you
have
do?
on him?
What is
The other mayor.
The other
trust
mayor, the other
mayor is just saying things, dude.
yeah, it's literally he said, she said.
There is no definable proof, therefore you cannot indict.
But would it cause any harm for him to be in an environment in which he can both serve the community that he claims to respect and we can monitor him?
If you do this by law, then the issue here is, and also
If you do that,
I will say that
that's-
I'm trying to think. Do you have who would be the noble? Oh God, I'm trying to think if there's someone else in this council that would speak on the issues of nobility. I'm trying to think, or anyone in town.
I mean, I could, but
Yeah, I mean, you could. Well, then, okay, then I'm just gonna tell you this, Simpson, so you can relate in your version of it. You know that if you take a noble with a declaration such as this and try to claim that and basically order them to do this for the good of the town, you know that other nobles might raise a hissy fit because of the fact the nobility consider themselves above the common and lower class. So
on top of that, they have enough power to start indicting us for corruption if we do that.
you're just as vulnerable to them as they are to you.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, these people came.
We can't do anything until we
That
persuade
needs
like
to
other
be-
nobles that this guy's bad. The
Yeah.
common folk may think he's bad, but the nobles are our key to our power. So we gotta make
That's
sure that
true,
the nobles
but-
also think this guy is bad before we can do anything.
Correct. But I think that the nobles themselves and our relations with them should be something that we can change. I mean, if we're able. Like, if possible, I think we should put efforts towards that in a way. Just because I think that would allow for more opportunity for us to advance. Just because normally throughout history, nobility versus trade classes, which one allows for increased expansion of newcomers, right? So
Yeah.
that would be my thought process going forward. But regardless, I think we could probably make the best decisions as they come.
Yeah, and I'd like to mention that you always keep in mind the events that have already happened between you and the nobility at this point. You do have a friend, quote unquote, in the Marvan family, the party throwers, because basically they're kind of celebrities around town because they're kind of like throwing parties for everybody. But beyond
I
that,
remember those.
yeah, and you have a few upper class contacts, but for the most part, it's more generalized what the noble's opinions of you are. And keep in mind that just recently you did have an incident with a noble where you indicted and sentenced one of their children, who you had to drag back from Umayig, and then you had to let him go, or else you'd cause diplomatic incidents with Umayig. So, how would you guys expect the current stance of the nobility to be, from your point of view?
Well, I think everybody and their brother
Not
knows that
great.
Dion stands with the common people. So I feel like they probably view him as I don't know, because I feel like he is an asset just generally, because he improves how much...
You think that he's an asset. You have done really nothing for them.
Well, I mean, I've improved their people's lives so they will work better.
You improved their people's lives. You didn't improve their lives. In fact, if anything, you made their lives harder.
You bring up interesting points, that is to be sure.
And keep in mind, they also came from Aeneas, where basically that's a mercantile city where the nobility and merchant class basically run things. I would assume that in Leowyn things are a bit more equal, aren't they? Currently, I mean.
Not to say we're pro-Devon communism. Then
I like to hope.
I don't mean communism. I mean, you let some people. You let basically the classism thing is only between each other. The government itself doesn't really support it that much. You treat everyone equally in the eyes of the law. Is what I mean.
That's what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
Our government.
That's why I'm saying hands off until someone affects the law.
We control all means of production.
Yes. Bruh.
You do not. That is not
Do
true.
not seize the means of production.
You do not, because this.
You leave that shit alone.
For the good of our people, we must.
Trevor, no, stop.
How to start a revolt against your own government 101. Seize the means of production from. Oh my goodness.
Is what I'm hearing is Deanna starting a coup?
Oh my goodness.
Or like a technocracy. I don't necessarily want just straight communism, but...
Right, that's it, Dion. You're going to Brazil.
Throughout history has always been precarious, to be sure.
Alright, real quick. Okay, so that's
Brazil. He's gonna become a vampire.
Kaladin, Circe, and Terrence. I get Dion's point of view on this, but how do you think the nobility sees you? At this point, considering what's happened thus far.
Sees us as a group or us individually?
Group. Because keep in mind, you were the Lions of Leowyn. You were basically the rule. Your council is the ruling body. Alwyn might be the Lord, but you all agree by majority or by unanimously on things that he puts through.
I'd like to check the opinion
They
screen.
finished the art, by the way.
Probably as
Did
a
you?
threat, because nobles generally would have influence over bodies such as ours, but they kind of don't.
I'll have to hang myself.
Alright, so Terrence, you think the nobles see you as a threat. Kaladin, what do you think the nobles see you as?
I'd like to check the opinion screen.
Would you like to gather?
Yes, I saw it.
Would you like to gather intel?
Sure.
Okay, hold up. This one, you're gonna have to use the establishment for this. Where's that rule at? House rules.
No.
Yes, you're using the
I want
establishment.
to make an investigation.
No.
Boo.
Where is it?
Yo, I want to show you something.
Okay. So,
I imagine it's just a +2 along with a little bonus.
it's your proficiency. Okay, so if you pay 100 gold, you can get a +1 bonus to your if you pay 200 gold, because you have to pay 100 to start drop, you can get a +1 bonus to your gather intel check that already adds in your proficiency bonus. So you already have a +4, but you can pay 200 gold to get a +5 because that's what you have to do for a gather intel check.
What's the maximum I can go?
Your establishment level, which currently your establishment is at level 1.
How do I raise that level?
By upgrading your establishment.
All right.
But that takes time.
I'll do that.
But that takes time.
Yeah, I'll do that after this. But
okay.
Yeah, so 200 gold was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
All right.
Okay.
So
this is gonna be a +5 to your roll.
No proficiency bonus.
No, that's what I'm saying. With your proficiency bonus, it's a +5. It's just your proficiency plus the bonus. It doesn't add in any of your abilities.
What about intelligence?
From the rule, it is not. Nope.
I thought it added intelligence bonus.
That's from Xanathars. The gathering intel from Stronghold and Followers just uses your proficiency and the bonus you get from paying.
All right, so a whopping +5.
All right, so roll for me, please.
Yeah. That is 17.
All right. With a 17, so you use your establishment to kind of... You use your establishment to talk, to basically get the word about what's going on around town. And from your point of... Okay, so for you get the feeling that the nobility the nobility understand, like, what you did for, like, the people that were here before, like back when you fought off Merrick. But you do get the sense that
I mean, I was about to explain, like,
I was-
honestly, they're probably okay with us when, like, in Act 1 when we were trying to fight off Merrick. But now, like, post-Merrick,
Your 3
like,
year,
most of what we have been doing has been negatively impacting them.
3 year. Well, okay, hold on. I will say, post 3 years after Merrick, you've been building up the infrastructure of the town, and they are grateful for that. And you have Leia went up to newer heights and are building it basically to be on par with Aeneas soon once you guys get to city level. But the thing is that the closer you get to Aeneas, the more they look to Aeneas as a comparison. And power level wise, they had a lot more going for them in Aeneas than they do here. They were expecting to come here to form a new power base, and they have not yet. They are having to contend with other people that they see as beneath them. So, Calvin, you get the idea that the favoritism that you got from defeating Merrick is waning as time goes on.
Yeah, I'll let the group know on that.
Yeah. So basically, this is a situation of you guys at some point are really gonna have to put you got. I hesitate to say this. Alo's gonna cut in on this because he definitely doesn't like the idea of this. But it's either you're going to have to push for them to trust you through fear, through favoriting them, or through propaganda. If you guys are really desperate to make the nobility like you in a fast way, and you don't care how other people see you. Otherwise, you're going to have to find a way to make everyone like you at the same rate.
I'm guessing it'll be kind of hard to gain the favor of the nobles while making them also equal in the eyes of the law.
You can try. Like, I'm not saying like you can. I'm saying like you can definitely try.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm just saying like I'm not cutting off any options. Like, you're welcome to try any option that you like. Clearly, Dion favors more towards strength, fear, and propaganda.
That's true.
I just say messing with you right now.
Fear would probably work short term, but not exactly long term. Especially considering our current power. Like, if we were like an empire, then that'd probably be a little different. But we're not. We're a city, so. Fear is probably off the table. Propaganda, we'll see what could be cooked up, I guess. And then we'll see how...
You do have a partnership with the entire criminal underworld in your city, who's under one banner.
That is true.
But continuing, what else?
And there's the favoritism part. So, what can we do to give favor to the nobles that... Yeah.
Well,
what could be our options?
Saracen, you know from wandering across to Kira, you know that, and Acre in general, you know that a quick way for nobles like you is if you look the way on certain things. Look the other way on certain things. And maybe accept some payments in exchange for looking the other way.
Yeah, but that increases corruption.
Mm-hmm. Which you know Verno's trying to get rid of, trying to stop in the bureaucracy.
Yeah. So what
I would assume this is the inner council speaking right now, right? Like you guys basically kept the outer council out of this.
If you want to increase noble favor, you have to promise them something pretty much in return for obeying the law. Because they have with them this good amount of power and shit. And they decided to set up shop in your town, which is why your town is growing.
What do you guys think about a Red Wedding-esque move? Just eliminate them in one stroke and be done with it.
Oh my god!
If only it was
as much as nobles suck. I mean, this happens literally in the real world today. Rich people just want to stay rich.
In our current society,
the good thing is there's no internet, so we don't need to rack it out, right?
It does kind of operate on nobles, or at least that's the current blueprint.
But basically, we just replace them, right?
With
people that
we
have
to focus on what keeps us in power, and that is both the common folk and the nobles.
Keep in mind,
That's fair.
your nobles are your investors, your merchants are your sellers, and your common folk are your workers, basically.
We do need capital, but I'm just saying I think we should seize it from them and turn them into workers. Or maybe leaders or teachers or...
I think we should do it on a case-by-case basis.
Oh, do you?
That's
I
fair.
would say...
Do you say this out
Right.
loud? I want to ask this right now.
What?
Am I saying this out loud?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the inner council speaking to it, basically all player characters.
Well,
and
if I'm just
Alar.
speaking to my party, then yeah. If I'm just speaking to the party.
You see Alar kind of close his book when he hears the idea of just executing nobles and seizing the seizing their goods. He kind of just closes his book that he was looking down at and kind of looks up like, "Excuse me."
Well, keep in mind, Dion isn't exactly against, like, you know, people being in places of power because birth. Like, he's given his son quite a bit of power, but he expects them to earn it. So as long as they can prove that they have the strength and intellectual capacity to deserve their positions, then they can keep it, right?
That is your opinion.
I see.
Not everyone shares the same sentiment.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Like
I just
fair
came
enough.
back in to say that.
Like Alar kind of opens his book back up and he says, and he kind of looks down at his book and says, he kind of says, "You know what the last thing happened before I lost my empire was?"
You tell.
Yes, do tell.
I cut the
Marie
heads.
Antoinette.
I cut the heads off every single human noble that dared to raise rebellion against me when I conquered the West. Guess how well that turned out.
Yeah. Also, while there may not be any internet, there is magic, which...
And, like, as a noble, I decided to choose love over noble lineage, and guess where that ended up?
Yes. So we see choosing violence is not the right scenario here unless we're ready for a civil war while we have this conspiring lords around us who see us as a delectable crown jewel to have in their crown.
It doesn't exactly help that we're just a city instead of
Two.
leading government.
He puts up two fingers.
In this particular circumstance, I think the best course of action would be to just leave it to the law, given that while the Tabaxi are common folk, they do hold a stake in us supporting town, meaning they are about as noble in power as the noble that is currently being dealt with. We should deal with this from then on at a case-by-case basis.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these issues, thankfully, are dealt with by Veer now. But in these rare and abnormal circumstances, given the abnormal circumstances, this guy knew this problem was going to happen by coming here. And he is now very well informed of the circumstances.
Yes. And also, I think considering the power level that you all stand at, it's time for you. I think it's time for you all to do something else as well. I think it's time.
Are you sure we're in the right mind for that?
I think it's time that you all start looking up. Start looking above our heads now.
Ceiling?
Are you being literal?
Not literal. I mean, power-wise, he says, slightly face-palming. Who's higher than all of us currently?
The queen.
You know, many adventurers, by the time they reach your power level, have already started gaining fame around the country. I would assume let's take a docket of what you guys have done thus far. And he looks at you all to list off your accomplishments.
Galen Merrick, and also fought the second greatest swordsman from the Lupins, and survived to tell the tale.
So let's see. You fought off a giant goblinoid invasion of 10,000 men. By the way, that's big. Of 10,000 men. You fought a Dunamancy wizard. Check. You fought a swordsman of supreme caliber who had a sword that belonged to the Guardians. What else?
You defeated the Guardian.
Check. So looking at the records here, it seems like, and you founded a town that is steadily gaining power in the south. But from what it looks like at this point, your name should be spreading across Hanak.
And what would that mean?
That means that certain people start taking notice, one of which being my daughter. He kind of shuts his book.
Oh,
I forgot his daughter was the queen, wasn't it?
and would
Yeah, that's a minor detail right
You
there.
keep forgetting.
No, I keep thinking it's his fucking wife.
His wife is dead.
That's my problem. Yeah, his wife's dead.
They're one and the same.
Ill. Anyway.
oh my god.
DK too.
Shut up, Gabe. Anyway, maybe it's time instead of expanding your influence to the edges of Hanak and beyond are good. The problem here is that you're not forming enough of a power base near where it matters, the capital. In fact, do any of you know what's going on in the capital currently?
Roll investigation.
Roll investigation with disadvantage.
I actually made connections with
Alright.
nobles. They were ignored.
You made connection with nobles out west, Searson.
Alright, so
Oh my fucking god.
Lupin, I'd like to add.
21 and 19.
Alright, with the 19, at most, you know that there's a power feud going on between the nobles of the north over the land that they're conquering that's been covered in ash.
I relayed this to the squad.
Do you know how long
Don't we
that...
also know?
Hmm?
Yeah.
No, what were you gonna say?
Don't we also know that there are people okay. Since Hanak smashed a country up in the east, that means those eastern lords get to have more land, and we in the west are trying to band up to see if we can make a deal with that.
Or, well, you guys are trying to smash a western enemy that sent the Flame Guard after you, which is what the Lord's
Yeah.
waiting for. So next month.
Yeah.
God. Ugh. But
Yeah.
the problem he's stating.
The problem is saying is that we don't know Central Command.
Yes, because the problem is because he's basically saying if there's one thing nobles respect, it's the connections you make. If you become buddy with the royal family, and Alar is not royal family because technically he's not in line to the throne, then you gain more power as a result.
So you're saying we should take a trip to the capital, even though we were denied twice.
Well, not a trip, more like start moving. Actually, yeah, he will be saying that, and he says, and why do you think you were denied from heading to the capital?
They wanted to
enough
let
power?
you know.
Hmm?
They wanted to let it be known that the Sorcerer King was there.
Yes, but why did they deny you specifically? You all specifically. You would all...
Too
Not
low.
enough
Power
powerful.
was too low. Exactly.
Not that your power was too low, your power is getting too great. Think about it. In 3 years, you have turned a backwater village, no offense, into what's about to become a bustling center of trade and commerce. It took decades for other cities to reach that point.
Okay.
He's basically saying that you guys have more power than you know, and you need to start leaning on it more. The game is happening, but sometimes it might be time to start using your own power to force the game in certain directions.
Are you?
I'm
Are
not
you-
political enough for this shit.
Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not politics. By this point, he kind of says.
Are you suggesting?
Oh, that is
something
very much politics, dude.
specific?
He kind of like thinks for a moment. He says, "Well, an easy way to gain more power might be to start knocking pieces off the board."
I concur with this.
I see.
Consolidate power for the good of those at the bottom. It must be done.
We might need to start knocking other pieces off the board soon.
The question is which pieces and when.
Thoughts, Searson, Terrence?
We should get a chess set out here, and then just like label like who was what.
Car,
Hmm.
thoughts? He says you might need to start knocking other pieces off the board.
Not. I could definitely do that. I do not mind doing that at all. You just need people at the top, like in all scenarios, are pretty fucking aggressive.
Yep. And he's gonna snap his fingers, and you see the table that you all sit in front of. It kind of like drums to life with magic as it shows a map of Knock with all the different lords that reign over each territory. With you guys glowing gold, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he kind of like leans forward. Who do we start with? Who should we start with if you plan on doing that?
Is Cookie here?
Not yet.
Okay.
Who would lend us the most resources
He looks down at
if we defeated them?
Well, we have one friend for sure. We have two friends for sure. He points out Baron Gren and Count Nilua. They sided with us against Merrick Legion, so they're two friends we might want to keep on our side.
All right. So those targets are not for attack; they are for bolstering. All right. So if we are to defeat a certain faction, whose defeat would gain us the most resources that we could then most quickly invest in growing in our own power? In your opinion?
Seriously, roll history for me.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
With advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! 24.
All right.
Damn, we'll be having some pretty high rolls.
Welcome to soon to be high level play.
Pretty lucky, if I say so myself.
Well, no, it was with the advantage. Oh, Baron Giro. Wow, amazing.
The sarcasm's unbecoming of you, Car.
That's it. I'm about to get strong, and you're not gonna like it.
Well, okay, Car. What do you know about Car? What do you remember? What did you write down about Baron Giro? I know you took notes on him.
Let me throw myself out on the bed again.
Can Dion be a student of naval battle history as a experienced sailor?
Yeah, that'll work.
Would he have like some kind of a recollection of yes, the tales of this ancient navy?
Yeet!
Oh my, the yeet.
Potentially.
What do we got here? Giro. Let's see. Shagar, a country ruled over the Count by Count Lua, north of Silhor. It houses the main road that leads Aim in the capital of Hanak. Lu has looked towards annexing Salhora for some time, clashing with Baron Giro over the region. So you can work with the... But that does not sound correct, is it? It's not Count Lua, right?
No, Nilua is the leader of Aeneas. He's the one that gave you guys the mercenaries. He's been trying to get buddy with you guys, mainly because of the fact that you're
Who's the person who's in control of Shagar?
Shagar? Let me see.
I think we should allow him to give us that aid that he seeks. Bolster our power.
Let me see here.
By the way, Giro controls the province of Ninvain,
which includes Unigula, the place that you guys did quite a number on.
Yeah.
And it is upriver of you guys.
Slowly building up soldiers to deal with the 530 men to defend the capital of the theocracy. That is on hold, however, with the capture of Unigula. They have a force of only, roughly 500 people, from what I'm gathering here.
That was
just 5 guys and a dog.
That was 3 years ago. Keep that in mind. Though peace. Okay.
Oh, excuse
it's the
me.
Scooby Gang.
Okay. So basically, there were probably two major threats that you can figure out looking at the two major people that you probably would want to knock off the board in some type of way, Searson.
There are two people?
Yeah. So Jiro is a friend. So Jiro owns Unagula. You know that he's unhappy with what happened to Unagula, but maybe with Gren's help, you can probably get him on your side. Maybe. Shigar, Count Lu. Count Lu is the one that wanted your
Count Lu.
Is the one that wanted your territory, and he was quite unhappy when the Lions of Leowyn became the Lords of Leowyn.
Oh, so I mean, it'd just be better if we just smacked out Shagar.
And if you take over Shigar County, I'd like to mention that gets you one step closer to the capital, because you have to go through him to get to the capital.
Honestly, I'd be on board with slapping out Shigar. That would get Jiro on our side, which is alright.
It is like Star Wars. We must first claim Coruscant and then go outwards.
Exactly.
Power in worlds of magic often flow through conduits rather than more openly as it does in our world.
He's not
accumulated knowledge and such.
It's not saying taking over the capital. It's more getting close enough to start having an ear to it.
It'll bolster our ability to trade on a massive scale. Increase our customer base as well as, what we are able to buy in bulk.
Also, heading out, Norm?
Sorry guys, but I'm gonna be going now.
Alright, good night, Norm.
Alright. Catch you later, Norm.
Have a nice one.
You too.
Bye.
Likewise. See ya.
Also, Dion, with your naval knowledge, you know that the province of Filne-Lune is a heavy naval power in Hanak. They are north of Shigar. They were the ones that kept the navy of AIM from causing more trouble, and they also have trade with the country of Umayig.
Yeah, Shagar would be our best bet then if we're going to attack something.
Time for Count Lu to either abdicate, bend the knee, or
time for Count Lu to become Count Lose.
Oh, lose the head.
Oh!
Bada boom.
But the question is, what will you do with him?
Make him work like everybody else. He doesn't need to die.
Holy
Send him down to the spice mines.
You know what? I'll let that be, under our law, dude. See, we'll get there when we get there. So, let's get there.
Dion
first.
would be very interested in using an alliance to increase our basically how close we are in terms of the industry and resources that we share with this naval power, because if they have good ports, if they have good naval maps, that can increase our trading ability by a large extent. So I think Dion would push for that through some sort of, whether that be alliance, whether that be land given to them after certain contingencies are put in place, whatever else that may be. That I think Dion would suggest pursuing this.
I would say in that case, first thing we needed to start doing then is start looking into what would give us the provocation to take him down. We know that
Could we just challenge him to a duel? Or
no?
I wish it could be that simple.
You can. You can try and take his territory by force in public.
Attacking without a Cassius belly? Wow!
Unfortunately, Cassius Belli is outside our own nation currently.
How dare you?
Would he
Gabe,
accept a challenge of his honor, or would he choose to?
Yes, Car?
you're an avid player of EU4, right?
No.
God damn it, we
What?
need Devin in here.
You played a lot of Crusader King, didn't you?
I've played some CK2, yeah.
Alright, what's some good CBs we can get on these people?
Well, we could fabricate a claim.
Ooh. Yeah, there we go.
Alar will say, Alar, God, you're making Alar dip back into his old ways. Okay. Alar, I was thinking about that, like, oh shit, Alar is actually dipping back into the strategist side of him back from the war. Okay. Alar will mention that, okay, fabrications are a good idea. If the lie is good enough, we can sway people to our side. The problem is making the lie last.
That's just a matter of information and making
Well,
sure
once
we don't
once
have to
it's
write-
done
don't
and
need
done, like if we do manage to take over the target, then boom.
And keep in mind, your words matter in Elven culture.
I don't think we should try and lie based upon wordage. I think we should try and basically show the people that his power would better be used elsewhere. Show them the competency of others that could take his place and better benefit everyone else. Right.
Depends on who we're trying to persuade here. Like who do we have to persuade? Like
So,
specific, like
okay, to
in
help
terms of gen-
to help you take down Lou in his county or outside his county.
both.
Okay.
Like major players in and out.
Okay, so outside there's Count Elgrin, who owns the Navy heavy territory north of Count Lou. Aeneas is already on. Aeneas, you knew had an eye on Leowyn for a while, but that's turned to a partnership with you, and you knew that he was butting heads with Lou as well. So you already know he despises the asshole.
So he'd be fine if we fabricated a claim.
Yes, in fact, Count Lou was the one that invited. Keep in mind, Count Nilua was the one who sent you all the letter about the Southern Council. He was the one that basically let you guys know, like, hey, we're planning on forming a Southern unity group. He spoke on behalf of everyone, but did he really? That was the question.
Probably not, but he at least spoke for himself more than likely, so I think that we should turn to him in this case to elicit any aid we may need.
Why is Cars not smart online? Car?
No reason.
Uh-huh. Are you messaging yourself?
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
I'm not planning with Gabe behind your back. No.
Dude, you do realize that if you tell the DM your plans, they can help you bring those plans to fruition, right?
Or they can.
I always be telling you
trample
my
on it.
plans.
I'm literally not gonna shit on your plans, dude. I would react how they react. If you tell me something that sounds good enough, I'm pretty sure the enemy's gonna be caught unawares. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Trust Sen, he always makes the story enhance what you had already envisioned. Happened many times with me.
Oh, I don't believe him, buddy.
Dion has changed a lot based on Sen.
It's okay. We were just sending
Trust him.
each other like EU4 ideas.
Okay. What were
It's
the
just like-
ideas?
We need to send a diplomat and get a 20 on our spy network.
Funny.
So that means we need to send in Searson
You
and then make sure the thing is properly claimed by and backed up by our man, Kaladin.
You could also look into actual claims that might turn people against Lou.
Does anyone else have any claims?
Well, think of it like this. I'm gonna offer it. If Count Lou was willing to push so far to try and get his hands on Slahora, how far do you think he was willing to go?
I repeat that.
Further than the law would allow.
If Count Lou was trying so hard to get his hands on Slahora province, your province, how far do you think he was willing to go?
Probably good amount at least.
So what does that mean?
Pretty far, probably.
What does that mean, though?
War crimes. Indict him for war crimes.
There are no war crimes. At most,
Or
high-level
corruption.
mages can't fight in war. That's the closest to war crimes that you have. And even then, that one's been broken several times by you, especially.
I don't remember this.
Alar.
Again, Dion don't remember. she was fighting for the greater good. I didn't see any magic.
All right, I roll for insight on the DM.
Oh, what do you mean on the D? Oh, you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Car, do you get an idea of what I'm talking about? I just want to see.
Only if you repeat yourself!
Okay, if he was willing to push so hard to get his hands on Slahora province, how far do you think he was willing to go? And I don't mean,
far.
and I don't. That's not what I mean.
So it's not war crimes? Is it less than that? Less than genocide?
Okay, think about it.
Oh, no, it's just potentially blackmailing because he probably also fabricated a claim to get that.
How do you destabilize a region? Think about it. How would you guys, in character now, how would you destabilize Slahora?
Assassinate its leadership?
What else?
Frame it on the current leader.
Well, you'd have to pretty much convince the citizenry that your mode of government would benefit them more
Also,
than what it. So basically, you secretly
people
give
of
them
power in
goods
your
to
pocket.
make them their lives better, right?
All right,
It's
so
like opium crisis.
put the people in pocket and keep people in your pocket. Make the common people believe that you're better off. What's one easy way to sway a leader, sway people from one leader to another?
Show that
Sway
one
one
is
leader
much
to
stronger
another?
or intelligent,
Yeah, which one way
like
to
a display of capacity.
What's one way to sway the common folk from supporting their current leader, supporting another one that might be better?
You could show that
Impeach.
current leader making a mistake, and the other one fixing it. That's a pretty common thing to do in this circumstance.
Another thing. Okay. Another thing you can also do is that those are options that might have actually happened. There's also the fact of I mean, money does talk, and if you pay certain people to do certain things for you, like I don't know, make a region harder to live in. I mean,
No, we will never attack the citizenry. They are our friends.
that's
They are a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
that's not what I mean.
No. only those in power that keep those below them living below the optimal level of prosperity are to be eliminated.
Kaladin, how
Because
would
the rest work within our benefit, so there's no reason to send them to a world other than our own.
okay? Whoever's lived in Leowyn for several years, please roll me a history check.
With advantage or just normal?
Advantage.
No. Alright.
And this is before before Merrick came to be.
So that's a 15 and that's a 16.
Alright, give me a second.
Oh, so real quick, what I was trying to say earlier, guys, apologies, I had to jump in and out of like the actual voice stream to like proficiently explain. But so I wouldn't necessarily obviously seek just straight execution right off the bat, but I do think that it would be in our best interest to begin siphoning power as we now are, but also to do it in a more economic and infrastructural sense as well, if that makes sense. Try and basically just shift it all towards a level of collective ownership, more so based on oversight rather than, straight ownership, if that makes sense. Collective agreements of a mutual good versus like exclusive leadership.
Cookie?
Hello.
Hey, Cookie, give me a second. Currently, the party's plotting on on what pieces they want to knock off the board.
Oh, okay.
Gabe, did you see my messages?
I see.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why.
I wonder. How will I make use of this information? Or questions, more like.
But with
I don't know, maybe start by writing it down!
But I will leave you all to your planning while we're going to switch over to the other side of the continent where another event is going on.
Alright, y'all have it, dude.
All right. So, Tate and Whitney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time for you guys found out that Tate, you had an older brother that didn't die,
Yeah.
and he might be trying to destabilize things with. You know what? Not this one. Nah.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. God, what's the? Trying to think here.
Got the hiccups.
No, I'm just tired.
Understandable.
Tired of economic injustice occurring within our citizenry. Bring it. Tear to my eye.
Okay, so basically, you, Faye, and you two and Faye are heading down to what is known as the Isle of Bliss to find Brendan Peterson, a major noble and Bavenian royal nobility that is opposing the peace deal, the surrender deal to be made with the Tempest King, because a criminal organization that supposedly has your older brother in it is trying to kill him. Are you guys gonna head there by?
Okay.
Are you guys gonna head there by land, or are you gonna teleport there with Faye?
Uh, land. Teleport might be easier, but we need to figure out some stuff. So I think we should go by land.
All right. You do know that Faye is kind of disappointed by that when you tell her that it's by land, but she kind of goes along with it.
Sorry, sis.
Hmm. So you guys, I assume you guys take horses and stuff.
I thought we take a boat.
Well, no.
Oh,
Keep in mind, you guys are traveling. Well, you guys are traveling from the capital to the coast to take a boat. Remember?
Right. Well, I thought. Then I thought you meant. I thought we were like teleporting to the land.
Oh, teleporting to the coast and then taking a boat across.
Oh. Okay. No. Then we teleport.
All right. Because all right. Um. All right then. Good. So straight to the Isle.
yes.
All right. Faye with a simple matter of walking through a certain alleyway brings you guys in the space between, and you guys see a veil of blue as you guys are basically walking through what she calls the ether.
Okay.
You guys can kind of peer out of the ether into the real world in a way, and you guys can but you guys notice how quickly things seem to speed by, and as you're walking, you can tell that you're walking quite a distance in such a short time. Like you're seeing notable landmarks and places that are far out from where you started as you're walking.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and Faye's basically bringing you through the ether. And she kind of asks, "So what are we talking about exactly?"
What was I gonna say? Yeah. If he's our brother, then how does he know our language? He hasn't been in the he hasn't been like in our shit, I can't say the word group in like years. So how will he know it?
Are you asking Faye, or
Yeah, Master Bay.
well, keep in mind. Wait, I thought Faye didn't know that you had an older brother.
I thought we told her.
Oh, that's what I was leaning into. That you were telling her during the trip. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess. Let's assume that she knows now. She's gonna kind of like think, but she's like, "Well, he could have been watching us."
Okay, my bad. I'm like remembering a whole bunch of different things right now.
You're good. You're good.
Tired.
You're fine.
Can you like give me a couple minutes actually?
Yep.
Just say that we like talked or whatever. I need a minute.
All right. So you guys kind of like all converse amongst yourselves. Faye kind of pauses the theory that maybe he was studying the Maroon Dragons for quite a while. Basically, he was kind of watching us prey like a predator does in a way. He was learning while you guys were growing in power. He was learning basically everything he could to try and go underneath you. So he started. So the easiest way to look at it is maybe he started skimming off the bottom in a way, like instead of off the top. Basically, he kind of attached himself to the underbelly and grabbed the people that might have fallen out, and basically formed his own group underneath your noses using your own language. Sounds like a bit of a thing that Amy would do, which kind of makes Faye wonder like how this guy runs his organization. And actually, Faye's kind of wondering what his goal could be.
Well, is he trying to take Amy's place? Because I mean, technically, she still kind of runs things at the moment.
He could be, though I'm surprised he didn't go straight for her if that was the case. Well, what if he wants to tear all of it down?
And replace it with his?
Yeah. I mean, he could have a vendetta against all of us.
I mean, the most he might have a vendetta with is with our mom.
Yeah. But how easy is it for people to keep... Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. How easy is it for people to keep on the straight and narrow? For their vengeance, anyway.
I don't know. Maybe he really hates her.
Yeah. I kind of want to, this might be dumb, but I kind of want to see if we can talk to him.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
See if we can mellow things out in a way.
Yeah, because it's not like, I mean, it's not his fault. He was born a guy. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe would he hate me because I'm the one that mom kept.
I don't know, actually. But,
Yes, how does that work exactly?
Well, long story short, mom loved me so much that she kept me.
Well, I mean, yes, you are lovable, obviously, but why was your brother not also an exception to that?
well, this was back when Grandma was in charge of things.
Oh, yes.
And we all remember and you remember how Grandma was. Faye kind of looks at you with a bit of a yeesh look.
Yeah, good thing you don't have to meet her, honey.
Oh, would she have not approved of me?
It's not that. She's a bit intense.
She was very spirited.
Very traditional.
Yeah, she's the main reason. She's probably the main reason why that old way of life existed before Mom took over. I don't know. Maybe Mom shouldn't take back over. Maybe Amy should stay in charge.
I agree, but if she wants to come back, we should let her. She was doing a good job. I mean, not saying Amy's not doing a good job either, but
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she should stick to advising Amy and not exactly taking over, or work things from the background, so that way our image can look better to some people. I guess. I don't know. The gang politics thing was not my strong suit.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah. Speaking of crossing bridges, and you step out onto a sandy beach. Welcome to the beach!
What does the beach look like?
So... Okay.
Is it just like a basic beach?
I would say that this is the... Okay, I will say that... What the fuck? Give me a second. No, you're not staying here.
I was about to say, did you break another snack clip?
Nope, found a spider. Just getting rid of it.
What kind of spider?
It was a small one.
Alright.
Daddy Longlegs is fucking
It was not a
creepy.
daddy longlegs. I would be out of here if it was. Anyway.
Move out the house.
I'm going to my fucking
They
apartment.
stretch.
Anyway.
I
Okay.
agree. The smaller the adversary, the worse.
Okay, so this is you can tell that you're on the Isle of Bliss. It's a beautiful island with white sand that stretches into the ocean, and you can even see the God, sorry, I was distracted by something. You can even see like the bit of white sand stretch underneath the ocean that's sparkling blue. It's a nice place to be, and you see fishermen ships in the distance. As you know, the Isle of Bliss is a vacation spot where commoners and noblemen alike love to fish and just relax.
Okay, so this is a vacation spot.
Yes, but this is the location where Brendan Peterson was taken.
Okay.
Faye kind of looks around. Nice place to hide a body. No one would ever think of murder here.
Hey, Perry.
Hey, Perry. You missed quite a bit. I'll explain later. Okay, so would you guys like to investigate the Isle of Bliss?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what would you like to investigate?
Oh, there's areas.
Well, you see that you're near the resort village, basically, where the people hang out. You can talk to some of the local townspeople, or you can just investigate in general.
I can try and talk to them, I guess.
Alright. We should totally make a resort of Leowyn.
Oh, yes.
Tater when you start getting ideas like, bakery resort. No.
Also, I think
we
Whitney's
are
the
beach.
less threatening looking person out of the three of us, so she should probably talk to them.
True. You missed the first part of the honeymoon adventure, Perry. Anyway,
I'm finally bringing out my dice.
all right. Okay, so Whitney, there's a local tavern. There's a local tavern called the Blissful Tap.
Blissful Tap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go into the tavern first.
All right. There's quite a few people just hanging out there. You see noblemen and common folk alike sitting together and just drinking together, kind of making conversation. You think you catch a sight of some of them macking it in the corner. You don't know for sure. Probably don't want to look back.
Macking it.
Making out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. Does the bartender look busy?
Bartender's not busy. They appear to be cleaning a goblet. You see that it's a human, in fact. It's getting weird having to see humans again, you gotta say. I'm seeing humans again, considering how long it's been.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to approach them and sit upon the bar stool.
Hey, allow me. What can I get for you? He says. He kind of like puts a towel over his shoulder. Or, what is it? A towel or a rag? I don't know.
Just a
Right.
tea, please.
All right. He kind of gets some tea and he starts making it. So, don't think I've seen you before. What brings you to the Blissful Isle?
I'm actually looking for someone.
If you're looking for
Do
company,
you any?
if you're looking for
Sorry,
company,
go ahead.
if you're looking for company, I think you'll find plenty here. Just look around.
Oh no! I am married just this week actually.
So are the rest of the ones that come here. He says with a bit of a, he kind of says laughing a little bit.
You wouldn't happen to know anyone by the name of Brendan Peterson?
Can't say I've seen that face in a while. He used to come here a lot. I know that he sent in an order. He sent in some payment to buy a room, but he never showed.
Oh, how long ago was this?
Week back, I think. Oh, he told me to prepare his room for today, but he hasn't showed.
Huh. Do you know where he would be spending his time, not in his room?
Well, usually he's in his room with quite a few male and female friends, if you know what I'm saying. But
Yes.
he kind of like leans back and thinks as he cleans out another cup and hands you he hands you your tea and starts cleaning out another cup. Well, the forest is lovely around here. Maybe you went for a walk?
Oh, perhaps.
He wasn't.
What's in the forest?
I know there's a lumberyard nearby that we use to get wood and the like for our town. Though that's near the mountain. Not many people go out there. No, not many people go out there except workers. And today's the day off. He could have gone there for peace and quiet to hike up the mountain or something.
Perhaps.
Besides that, there's not much else. It's just this town, and that's it. We do get a few passerbys, a few adventurers looking to relax and the like. Had a bird, a wolf, and some other wolf bird come through here at some point. That was weird.
Oh, you mean a Tikria?
Tikriel, one of those wolf people, and Herr Cockra, I think. I don't know. These came through here at some point. They're gone though. Left a couple days ago. Hint, nudge, nudge.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I was writing it down. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. I appreciate you doing that.
A ship captain. There was also a ship captain that came through. Good looking horns on that one. She kind of left. She left soon too, though. I think she was a tiefling or something. I don't know. Oh, that she could breathe fire, but yeah, that's the main stuff that's around town.
All right. And do you think anyone would have hung out with Brendan by any chance?
There's Roy. He's a local hitchhiker. He's a local hiker around here. He kind of guides people throughout the island if they want to go on a tour.
Roy, you said?
Yeah, Rory.
Oh, Rory.
Roy. Hold up.
Yeah, Roy. I thought you said
Type it
Roy.
in the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Roy Volk. Last time I checked.
Oh wait. That's
Roy. Roy intensifies.
Perry, would you like to take over this character for me potentially?
Roy.
Oh, I'll be here. I can. Oh yeah, come on, bring it.
All right.
I totally forgot about that character. What was that from? Which game was that from?
Plenty.
Wait, what?
He's been in so many games.
And writings.
Okay.
Roy's
Yeah.
our boy.
Oh yeah, Roy is our boy. Better than we like Ike. Okay.
Roy's
Well,
our
I'm gonna just I'm gonna let him do his biz and like finish my tea, pay for it. How much is it?
No, he says it's on the house since you're new here.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know.
I would probably be back with my husband.
All right. Hope you two enjoy the isle. Tell Roy I said hi.
Thank you. You
And
too.
tell him to pay. And tell him to pay his fucking tab.
How much is it?
How much is it?
More than probably you can afford. Trust me. Most of these nobles here can't afford his tab.
Down.
Are you sure about that?
20,000 gold.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
She pulls out 20,000 gold and just gives it to this
Pulls
man.
off the coin purse.
Should I?
That's up to you.
I think he'll be more inclined to help me if I do it. So I'm just gonna do it. 20,000.
You pay his tab of 20,000 gold.
And I do it like under the counter, so like, like discreetly.
He takes it. He's just wide-eyed as he looks at you as you leave. Like, what the fuck?
I just put like a finger up to my lips as I'm like backing out the door backwards.
Yeah, he's not gonna say anything as you walk back out to Faye and Tate. Tate,
Don't tell nobody.
Faye,
Yep.
Tate, you see Faye kind of like taking off her shoes and kind of like walking along the beach, getting water on her feet.
Are you taking a break?
Look, we're waiting for your wife, so I thought I might enjoy the water.
Uh-huh.
I'm
My
not.
dear sister.
I'm not taking a break.
She says.
Moving on, and you come out to see that, Whitney.
Oh yes, my shoes are already off.
You don't wear shoes.
I wear booties occasionally when it snows.
You wear wrappings at most.
I wear what?
Wrappings, because I remember the ones with the feet that are with the backwards things. They usually just wrap their feet up at most.
Yeah, but I don't have to play by everyone else's rules. Okay, I make my own rules.
Okay.
Who makes their own rules?
So,
Damn it.
Winnie, do you mention Roy Volk?
Yes, I told him. The legend. So actually, Brendan made a reservation at this very tavern here, and he hasn't shown up like the whole time, like for a week. Even though he said he would be here, he could be in the woods, the lumberyard, the mountains, but the bartender said that he might, that Roy Volk might be able to tell us where he was.
Where's Roy?
He could be in the mountains too. Right?
You did say he didn't mention there was a forest nearby. Maybe he's out at the edge waiting.
Yes, because he is a guide of sorts. So maybe we should go there first.
Alright. Thanks, sweetie.
No problem, honey.
So you guys head to the edge of town to the forest.
Also, I spent 20,000.
You did what?
I paid off Roy Volk's tab so he would be more inclined to. I got the receipt so he'll know I'm not lying.
My wife and her heart of gold. Come on.
I am a philanthropist.
All right. So you guys head to the edge of the town, and that's when you see a man standing at it, kind of just waiting around with what looks to be traveling equipment. Perry, would you like to describe how Roy looks?
Just to make sure, he's effectively a wilderness man from his occupation.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. As you come over the rise or come within view of where Roy's standing, you just see sort of a slightly scraggly looking lumberjack kind of individual. He has a broad-shouldered, slightly long beard, with a not exactly a wide brim hat, but one wide enough to keep the sun off his head, but not his shoulders necessarily. And he looks like he's ready to take someone on a tour. You know, he has a walking stick, a backpack, and what seems to be a bedroll and the like, and a handful of supplies on him.
He's stacked.
Yes. Hello, are you Monsieur Volk?
Roy kind of jumps as he had his back to you and then quickly turns around. Yes. He looks around and then looks down at Whitney. Oh,
Hello.
I will look up at Tate and Faye.
Mm-hmm.
There's alarmers with the syndicate.
Yes, I am Roy. Looking back down at Whitney. What do you need?
First, this is for you, and she hands over the receipt for his tab. I paid it off in full.
Roy, you look down and you just see, indeed, she paid off your 20,000 gold tab to the blissful tap.
Yeah, they can finally get that expansion they've been talking about for a long time. He'll let out a snort and then he'll put the receipt away. And what can I do for you, free of charge?
Well, we were looking for your friend, Brendan, Peterson?
Oh, yes, Peterson. He's been a frequent hiker for me lately. Though he hasn't appeared today for his walk for some reason.
When was the last time you saw him?
Scratches his head. When was the last time that Roy saw Peterson?
You would have seen anytime he comes to visit the Isle, you know that he always likes to take a trip through the forest. And his last visit was 3 weeks ago. You remember that he was especially kind of nervous due to the events happening on the mainland with the Tempest King and the like. And he was trying to relax, though you don't know how well that went for him.
Yeah, he was. Yes, you said 3 weeks ago he was here. Just to double check.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3. Hey, he was here like 3 weeks ago. Something was happening on the mainland related to the king, and I could have sworn I saw the man's right eye twitching like a madman, and he chartered, as per usual, he chartered a hike on his next trip back, and he hasn't showed.
Did he tell you what was wrong, or did he keep it a secret?
In what areas? By chance?
Well, he did. Well, when he came into your place, he did look nervous. Did he bring up what was causing him issues, or did he just stay silent?
How good of a friendship does Roy and Patterson have?
At this point, considering that you live in the middle of nowhere, he would have confided in you because you wouldn't have told anyone.
Okay. Okay. On our last hike, I believe it was. I'm not one for geopolitics, so if I botch any names or anything, any knowledge, I apologize. But Patterson was nervous because one of the kingdoms, Bavenia, wasn't it? Yeah, Bavenia was going to get overran by the Tempest King. he was talking out loud to me because he wants to try to save the little place, but doesn't. But it's he. I think he said he doesn't know how to, and regardless of how he cut it, it was going to be a desperate fight and get ran over anyway. And then he talked about this figure with a black and white cloak. Kept appearing either the Tempest King or him. I can't tell. And Roy holds his head for a moment. Okay. Good gravy. I should not have been drinking these last 3 weeks. I knew I had to recall this.
I thought that was out of character.
Nope, that was in character.
Yeah, this is totally in character, and this is actually how I'll probably play Roy in this situation anyway.
He's not the only drunkard you'd like to play.
Well, thank you. Let me think. And Patterson thinks the Tempest King is going bad. And yeah, Patterson kept visiting and was and I think Patterson is the one that told me that this black and white cloaked figure looks like the Dark and Light brother. Yeah, Patterson was the one being visited by this figure. And
for reference, Tanya, when you've heard this once before, because Alar and Circin told you about how a black and white figure, a figure in a black and white cloak, supposedly convinced Merrick to go on his warpath 3 years ago.
Oh.
And at this point, as Roy is talking, he's already busted out like a small little tripod chair and is like sitting on it and like trying to remember all this.
Okay.
And you see him reach for a flask and he's kind of sipping from it on occasion. Yeah, that's what else? So, Patterson's worried about Bavenia being overran. Doesn't know what to do about stopping the Tempest King from doing it. He knows it's going to be a desperate fight and utter annihilation is going to occur. Patterson kept getting visited by a figure in a black and white cloak. Because the figure was telling him that he needed to be careful because his actions could doom his homeland. Damned is more appropriate, but doomed is much more appropriate in my book. And Patterson thinks he's going bonkers. He kept visiting me. Patterson kept coming and visiting me. No, wait a minute. No, the figure kept visiting Patterson, and yeah, supposedly
Faye's gonna kind of cut in and just say, "So we're trying this what? This is weird."
And Roy takes a swig out of his flask and puts it down. I'm a nature guide. Like, yeah, stop looking at me like I have all the answers.
Still, it was good information.
Now, if you have one of those spells that let you take a walk through my brain, I would let you, so you can find out more. But he throws his hands up.
Oh gosh, do we need this guy for anything else? Faye kind of asks.
No, I can't think of anything else to ask. That would be useful.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. Actually, see Roy kind of like he's holding his face again. I'm not sure if this will be a waste of your time, but he chartered out a place. One of his usual routes is to a lumber yard, not too far from here. It's the easier path. It's smooth, it's well maintained, and it's the one he likes to walk on the most. Something about it seems to relax him. Do you want to go up that way, by chance?
Yes, that would be helpful.
Yes.
And you see Roy suddenly pop up, pull up his little chair, and like, finally, I get to do my job. And then he'll look everyone over just to make sure this is like your walking clothes, you're ready to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah.
I was ready to get sweaty.
Ready to get sweaty.
In more ways than one.
I'm assuming Roy knows this is a honeymoon spot for some people, right?
Yes, and it's also a honeymoon spot. It's a bachelor/bachelorette spot, and it's a we want to experiment spot.
Yes.
Roy you see him like he snaps his fingers, does finger guns to you, and like, I would offer up a place to you, but I don't think it would be applicable right now. Let's get going. Then he starts walking in the general direction of the trailhead.
Yes.
Alright, I'll follow.
Alright.
I follow.
Alright, so you don't want I don't think you have to roll for this, Perry, since you're pretty used to this area. You're able to lead them through pretty easily, especially with how clear the trail is. You see a couple of deer and the like run through the wilderness in front of you. None of the wildlife is really afraid, since they're used to the people around town at this point.
That was just Roy throws out a comment of, "Please don't hurt the deer. Just please don't."
We don't need the local fairy king getting on your asses.
I've had to talk down to the Fae one too many times. I don't like talking to the Fae.
We won't hurt the deer.
Thank you.
So you guys are heading through, and eventually, as you're going through the trail, you notice, as usual, Roy, you notice when Peterson goes on the walk, there are bottles of alcohol being strewn about the trail.
Yeah, I need to clean these up.
Hold on, wait. I don't have a bag of holding, no.
Unfortunately, no. None of you have a bag of holding it. That's a thought. Huh.
Yeah, I do want to help keep the environment clean, though.
Roy,
please don't pick anything up. I need to handle it.
Also, Roy, but then you notice some of these are old, like weeks old as they should be, but then that's when you notice new ones. And these are his brand of drinks that he likes to have. But he was supposed to meet you.
The tavern keep said that he did sign up for a room last night.
Did this sucker go early? This bastard didn't pay me.
As you continue on the path, there are more and more bottles of alcohol that are new, and that's when you notice, yeah, you get the feeling that he probably came this way, most likely. And that's when you reach the lumber yard, And the lumberyard is, of course, shouldn't be running because everyone's off work. But there are clear indicators that people have been here recently. And I mean that day.
I don't have like a keen sense of smell, right? Like,
I don't
or
think
do I?
I don't think Alami have that ability, no.
Darn,
I think I
yeah.
do, right?
Oh yeah, you have advantage on what was it? I think was it smell for Dragon Pharaoh Perry?
Let me double check. I think it is.
I thought that was probably would have been a wolf Neko thing, but I would still like it if it were a dragon Neko thing.
I say it is a Dragon Pharaoh thing, because Wolf Pharaoh got the eyes. Wolf Pharaoh got eyes, and Dragon Pharaoh got nose. So
Yeah.
roll
I
perception.
have an advantage.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
advantage on any. So what type of trick do you want to make? Perception, investigation, or survival?
They're all the same. So I'll just do perception.
All right, Roy, roll me survival. Use the Archdruid stat block I gave you for that one.
You said survival.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be proficient in it?
Yes, you would be. You would have expertise in it.
19.
So it'll be 5 plus.
What CR is it?
It's CR 12.
CR 12. That's a +5. So that's a +15.
Natural 20.
All right. So, so the two of you kind of look around. Tate, you get the smell of Dragon Pharaoh have been in the area. That's for sure.
So I smell what again? Sorry.
You definitely pick up Dragon Pharaoh's sense.
Okay.
And it was heavy here for a moment. You get more of an acrid smell, which makes you think Black Dragon Pharaoh, acid.
Okay.
For you, Roy, while you're looking around, you notice that there are burnt patches in the ground where, like, you think there might have been, where you think maybe contents of a cigar were dumped, and you also notice melted small rains, as if someone spit a glob of acid on. Ooh, judging by what's left of the remains, squirrels.
Ugh! Rip the squirrels, man!
No, not the.
Not the squirrels!
I was trying to bring back the squirrel population after what the halflings did to them 2 summers ago. Come on!
What did the halflings do?
We don't talk about what the halflings did.
We don't talk
Shit.
about those.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about that damn noble family. We don't talk about their kids, and we don't talk about the bows they were using.
I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
And Tate, the scent is getting stronger the closer you get to the containment area for the sawmill, which is inside.
What is it?
The smell of Dragon Pharaoh, it gets stronger the closer you get to the sawmill.
Okay. Oh no, is there a dead body in here?
Do you all head in?
Yeah.
When you all head in, you find a human noble, kind of chubby looking, kind of hanging from the rafters upside down.
Ugh!
Is he dead?
No, he's alive. He's alive. He's just passed. He's brutalized and he's passed the fuck out. But you see that if the lumberyard was on, he'd be next in line to get sawed.
Oh, goodness, cut him down!
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Roy know how the sawmill here operates?
Yeah, he does.
He's gonna go first, deconnect the power or drivetrain or whatever drives the mechanisms here.
Yep, you go over to the mechanics and you start basically you use some of your nature powers and you get vines to grow into the mechanisms, basically stopping it from ever turning on for a little while until you get rid of them.
And Roy will lean out from the mechanism room and just shout that it's safe now to pull him.
All right. Do you guys grab him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, Tate and Whitney, with your easy strength, since both of you have high strength, you get him down. You get him down, and he's kind of like delirious. He's like,
Is that Brandon Peterson?
yeah, that's it. Roy, you look at him, and yep, that's him. That's that noble.
Roy just kind of partially face palms. Oh, come on. He's gonna lose his client now because of this.
Well, hey, this isn't the hotel room. You're not the people I ordered. Yeah. He kind of looks around, Chloe delirious, and like face says, "Should we smack him?"
Yeah.
Do it.
He needs it.
Who's gonna smack him?
I'll do it.
Whitney.
Whitney, you smack the shit out of this guy. He's like, whoa, what, where, what, why?
Okay, calm down, mister. I didn't mean to get you all in a tizzy.
What the hell?
I don't know. You were hanging upside down. You care to explain?
Oh, my head. Roy?
Roy will hand him his canteen of water. Drink up.
He takes it and drinks some of it. Ugh, what am I doing here? I thought I was back in the capital. Ugh. I didn't schedule a trip here.
And Roy will put his hands on his hips. Yet, you chartered a new hike with me.
What? No, I didn't. I haven't charted a hike with you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't charted a hike with you since that time 3 weeks ago.
The Blissful Tap Tavern man said that you booked a room yesterday.
Booked a room? What? I haven't looked at vacationing this place. I've been too busy with stuff. He kind of looks up at Tate and says, I've been too busy dealing with your people's dirty work. My head.
Whitney just like looks at Tate like, oh.
He looks at Tate and Faye. My head. Why does it feel like I got hit? Why does it feel like I got kicked in the face by a horse?
Because you're probably...
I didn't hit you that hard.
Keep in mind, you do have the strength of an ogre. I mean, of a giant.
Yeah.
I mean, this is true, but also...
Chief, you smack pretty hard.
Okay.
And he says, God, alright, can someone please just explain to me what the hell happened?
That's what we're wondering.
Roy will look at Tate and Whitney, and then back at him, back at Peterson. Quick question. Is it appropriate for me to smack the hell out of him for that question?
Yes. Go ahead.
And he'll beam him across the back of the head.
Oh my god.
What?
Because we would know, obviously.
Perfect.
It's not like we found your body upside down.
Perfect. Perfect. God, he kind of stands up. Kind of like, okay, I'm good. Well, thank you all for telling me absolutely nothing about this predicament.
We just got here, man. Can you tell us what happened?
Okay. It's still Elso, right? Like, that's still the month? It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Out of character.
It is.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I was out. Okay, well, I was just finishing up some work. I was looking at documents related to the Tempest King's movements. That's when I decided to leave and go get a drink for the night. And then it's all spotty. I think I remember seeing someone there.
Where did you get a drink from?
Local place, you wouldn't know it.
The Blissful Tap? Blissful Tap?
No, I was back in the capital of Bavenia. I wasn't
Oh, yeah.
here.
You want me to smack you again?
Please don't smack me again. All I know is I remember seeing some guy walk up to me and ask me if I was Brendan Peterson. I said, "Who's asking?" And then, did he sucker punch me?
Who was the guy? What did he look like?
I don't know. He was wearing dark clothing. What could he have? He was wearing dark clothing. Had a half mask, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. All I know is that he kept asking questions about, and then that's when you hear a voice say, "I think you've spoken enough."
Oh no.
And up on the second floor of the sawmill, out walks a dragon fur, a red dragon fur.
Mm.
And you can definitely see the resemblance between the two of you, between you, him, and Faye, Tate.
Oh god.
Hey, bro.
Hebrew.
So we're brothers now. I see. He says as he looks you up and down. So you're the one that replaced me with. All right then.
I didn't know you were alive until yesterday.
Yes, I'm sure they don't tell anybody. Yes, I've got it. I heard that before from the last few I had to talk to. Hey, by the way, the mask that he's wearing, you see that he's wearing a half mask over the left side of his face. It kind of looks like. I'll put this in image chat. The mask kind of looks like this.
Okay. Oh wait, rewind. You talked to more of us?
Not our family. More like people who work for, well, your family.
Hey man, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. We don't need to like do something we might regret.
People have done plenty to regret, he says, as he kind of like motions to the mask.
Why are you making your own crime syndicate? Out of our language, nonetheless.
What better way to build a parasite than from within?
But why?
Because he kind of taps the ledge, not ledge. Goddamn, the railing. Because why not? He kind of leans forward. I consider it payback after everything that happened.
What, between them trying to kill you? You know that wasn't me or Faye's fault, right?
Oh no, I'm not aiming for you. I'm aiming for the top.
Mom.
Oh yes.
You know she had no choice, right?
Yet she kept you. Isn't that a shock? Clearly there was some favoritism there, right?
Big difference is our grandma's not here, okay?
Still doesn't mean she couldn't have done anything. He says, but that's not the only reason why. See, that's not the only reason why I decided to come after. Besides vengeance, anyway. I have some friends who also see her getting in the way of things.
This is exactly why I left.
Some friends in pretty high places, as it were, that have and they can give me what I want if I help them out. He says.
That's what they all say, and then they end up backstabbing you.
Not this one. I get a clean slate. We all get a clean slate.
We don't know his name, right?
You have not asked his name yet, no.
Okay. Look, what's your name? I deserve to know, like, my brother's name.
My name. I'm trying to remember how to. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce this exactly. Because it's not pronounced how it's said is the thing. I mean, how it's spelled is the thing.
All right.
Give me a second. Che? Che. There we go. Che Savarin. Though, kind of had the Savarin part thrown away.
Hold on. So you're typing in the chat?
Yeah, I typed it in DC chat. It's spelled like that, but it's spelled like that, but it's said like
Che, okay. Listen, Che, why don't you just... Wait, hold up, sorry. Well, I'm assuming he knows our names, right?
Yeah, you can assume that he knows your names.
Okay, alright, so yeah, listen, Che, let's just... Can we just sit down somewhere and talk? You don't need to do this. A lot of it is just misunderstandings.
If I do what I need to do, there won't need to be a chat because the world will be the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, yeah, what you're talking about is taking over probably the most powerful syndicate in the country. Do you want that?
I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I mean changing the world to where this was never an issue in the first place. He says, kind of getting annoyed.
Oh shit, I don't know.
The man that I work for wants to change the world, and he wants to make it to where what happened to me, what happened to us, never happened. And all I have to do is some dirty work for him. I think that's worth it.
It's not.
Really? A chance to change history, to make it to where Grandma never followed that stupid rule in the first place, to where I never had to be killed for being born. That doesn't sound good.
Listen, no, I'm not saying the rule was good. What I'm saying is, if you change that rule, you're gonna change a lot of things.
So it'd be a perfect world. What does it matter if one thing changes?
It would not.
I think it would.
You think you would because you were affected by all of this. But you don't have to be. You have your siblings.
Yeah.
We can help you, Che.
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion.
Roy taking Peterson and be like, okay, we're getting out of here.
I'm gonna head out.
While all this is going on, you just see Roy kind of lean over, grab Peterson by the back of the seat of his pants, and like slowly backing away.
Wait, can you help me out here?
Oh, me? Can I help
No,
her?
I mean Faye. Like, come on now.
Look, I get it. Some things happened in the past that were a bad idea, but maybe, just maybe we can. I think Tate's right here. We can probably try to look past this. Besides, the things aren't the same anymore, and maybe you can have a place somewhere.
Now that this grandmother is no longer alive, her influence doesn't hold power over, like, the syndicate anymore. Yes? So, what happened to you will never have to happen again.
You see him kind of thinking about it and you think your words are getting through to him, and then you hear a voice say, by Inu and Anu, you people don't shut up, do you? And that's when a man in a purple cloak suddenly snaps into presence on the ground floor.
Do we know?
Who is this now?
Who is this?
You
Oh,
notice that he has a cloak similar to the Dark and Light Brother. I swear to God, I never thought mortals would talk this much. Anyway, I was hoping for a fight at least.
Who are you?
The name's Ares, he says as he kind of like motions, as he kind of like gives a mock bow.
I'm guessing you're the one that's controlling my brother.
Oh no! That's the boss man himself, God Almighty, as I like to call him as a joke. He says he kind of like salutes towards the sky. See,
We were getting through to him, then this purple bitch showed up.
boss man's got a plan, and that's changing the world to where things are better than they are now. 'Cause you mortals definitely fuck things up.
How about you get out of here before we fuck you up?
Oh, you don't understand.
And I just go like,
You don't seem to understand who you're talking to, do you? I'm not like you. I'm something far more, and you see a bit of a smirk come from underneath his hood. Eternal.
We fought a god before. You're not so slick.
I'm not. I am beyond them. He says as you and Roy, you feel the wildlife begin to shift. The ground as it seems like the nature itself seems to focus towards this guy named Ares.
Oh no.
You see, while you all all you mortals were playing pretend, I was setting up some pretty good dice, some pretty good dice and dominoes, and then you all had to come in and ruin it.
You had to ruin my vacation.
Sounds like a personal problem to me.
For me or for you? Because I think it could be a problem for you. It's about 2 minutes.
Sweetie, do you really want to try this? He says. He looks at his hand. I fought the Dark Brother. I fought the Light Brother. Hell, I nearly beat them. Who? Do you really think you can stand up to me?
Excusez-moi, putain. You want to go?
The French comes out.
I called him, excuse me, motherfucker.
Savarin,
I can just imagine her just like pulling up her fist, like, all right, let's go, come on.
Savarin, your task here is done. Go. But do you want that? Do you want that new world with your new happy family? Then do what I say. And
Che, you can have that now.
We are your family. I mean, I only just met you 2 minutes ago, but we are your family. They are your family. I am your in-law.
I see Ares kind of juggle for a bit. Gosh. Well, yeah, you could join him now. Join him for the inevitable end of the world that's coming. Or you could side with me, where we're gonna wipe the slate clean and bring about a new world. Which one sounds better?
Monologue. You like monologuing a lot, don't you? You like the sound of your voice, putain?
You like talking.
I forgot how you mortals were. It's been so long since I've gotten to spend time in your company.
You think I'm annoying?
I don't understand why.
I was studying the plane.
I don't know why Eno and Anna wanted to protect you all anyway. You're all just specks of dust. He then gets ready to snap his. You see him pull out his left hand. He looks like he's getting ready to snap. But that would be no fun. And then he takes out his right hand, snaps, and Shay's gone.
No! What? Why?
Guess I'll have to teach him how to listen to orders next time. Thanks for that. At least I know who's got a rebellious streak. You know, at first it was gonna be you, Tate. You were supposed to be the one.
The one for what?
The one for the big plan. Out of all the warriors, I thought you'd be the one that I'd get my hands on. Well, then you got in the way. He says he motions to Whitney. I thought Merrick might put some bloodlust in him, but then you and Takeshi had to ruin that idea.
I can ruin more of your plans.
You can certainly try. Though I got eternity, and you got at most maybe a century or two.
Still long enough to kick your ass.
You do that, and you might not be able to save Thrin.
What?
I have something of his, you know. Where is it? It's right. And he opened his right hand, and you see a glowing green soul.
Oh, is that his soul?
Handy thing, this.
Wait, what?
I said, handy thing, this.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's his soul, all right. He kind of juggles it in the air. But for now, and then he puts it away. I got better business to deal with. I got some business to deal with anyway. I guess you fooled me this time. Congratulations. He kind of like mock claps for you. What no cutting words, no fuck you, nothing like that. Come on, give me something here.
Nope.
No.
You should just know that I'm getting my brother back.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I might even let you, since it seems like he's basically worthless at this point.
Our job is not to entertain you. Our job is to be bakers who hit you in the face with scalding pie and and scorching hands.
But you have entertained me. You've entertained me quite well in Leowyn. With the way you fought, with the way you've led, and with the anger you have sown in so many people. Oh, especially that boy Deirdre. Man after my own heart. The way he beat that hobgoblin captain to death, it was beautiful.
Qu'est-ce que tu m'as dit? Le fuck?
The fuck?
Maybe I'll get my hands on him instead.
Just mind your business.
You know, as a reward, I'll do this. You'll get your brother back, out east, back in your home turf, as it were. And just so that way we don't have to deal with this, he snaps his right hand again, and Rory and Peterson go unconscious.
Oh no.
No!
They'll wake up without any memory of this happening. I want you two to remember this. Because we're going to meet again, and next time I'll have my new body to take you out with.
Bring it on, motherfucker.
I wonder who it'll be. The former king, or his wayward pupil. Well, he kind of walks towards an exit. Ta-ta for now.
Is he gone?
He's walking out the door. He says, "Oh, might want to head home, by the way. Might have a surprise. Might want to head back to your mother. She might have a surprise waiting for her." And then he walks out.
Okay, so we need to get you back home. Okay.
Yeah. Faye, can you teleport us there?
Yeah. What about these two?
Probably just leave Roy there.
Joke's on them. He'll still have the receipt in his hand, so the chances are he might remember us.
So Faye opens up a portal to the ether. Well, Faye walks you guys through one of the in-between areas for the ether, and you guys go through, and you're basically sprinting. Last thing I'm going to say with Rory is, Rory, you and Peterson wake up, and you wake up with the feeling that you brought that he paid for his trip and everything to the lumberyard and all that. And you guys kind of decide to take a nap. You don't know why you're in the sawmill, but we'll figure that out later, I guess.
Real
Kai.
quick, Roy will look
Hey,
at
what-
Peterson.
Yeah.
Does Peterson still look like beat the crap?
Yes, he does.
Peterson,
Yeah.
did you tick off the hookers again?
Shut up, Volk. That's where we're gonna cut it. And on the Savarin side of things, you guys are bolting through the ether, and again, different landmarks pass by, and you come right back out into the alleyway that you guys were in originally, and that's when you see quite a few. You see guards like near the entrance, kind of like looking at, kind of like keeping the area off limits.
Yeah, we're like marching in the house.
Yeah, as soon as the guards see you, Tate, they see Tate and Faye, they kind of like move out the way, like, oh shit, and you guys march in. You see quite a few dragon pharaoh bodies. Some of them your own men, some of them someone else's men probably, and you see Amy kind of nursing what appears to be a cut on her arm, and your mom kind of like looking around. And
Are you two okay? What happened? Sorry.
Oh, she kind of looked at you when you said it. She said, "Oh, you're all right. Thank goodness." She kind of hugs you. Amy kind of like stands up after she finishes wrapping up her arm. Well, whoever this group was, they came at us with everything they had.
We need to go somewhere safe. They're coming after Mom.
They're coming after me. That's insane.
Mom, we have to be careful. Come on.
Where would we go?
That's a good question.
Can we take her home with us?
Can we? She could be under our protection.
You do have a base. They did set up a base of operations in Hanak.
So that's
Yeah,
pretty
but I'm not letting my mom out my sight.
Oh my goodness. She kind of like.
I mean, it's my fucking mom. Gee.
I know. She kind of stumbles like, what? But.
No buts, mama.
I suppose we can move operations somewhere else. I can stay behind, Amy says. I can look over things here.
Weren't you hurt?
It's just a gash on my arm.
It's only a flesh wound. Just a scratch.
So someone needs to look after things here.
Okay, well then you and Faye can stay, and me and Whitney can take Mom back to Leowyn. Leowyn, right?
Yeah, Leowyn. She kind of sighs.
Okay.
Fine. Let me pack my things. And Faye says, I can teleport you guys there if you want.
That would probably be the best. Well, wait, how are you feeling? You did teleport us like twice.
I'm good. I think I'm pretty good. She says. She kind of like stands up with her hands on her hips.
All right.
Amy kind of like, while your mom goes off to pack things, Amy kind of like pulls you off to the side, and she asks, "So what did you find out?"
She knows about our brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Che, our brother. He's currently working for the Light and Dark Brother, I'm assuming.
He's working for he's working for an Eternal called Ares.
wait a minute. I thought that they were working for the Light and Dark Brothers.
No, he
though.
said that he looked like him.
Yeah, he's got similar robes.
Yeah, he kind of references
Shit,
them.
I don't know. That whole thing was confusing. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's working for Ares. This purple dude.
Who the hell? Whoever this Ares guy is, he must have some balls to come after us and to use our own family member too.
Yeah.
Was he all right? Che, I mean.
I mean, he was a bit ticked off, mainly at Mom, but we're trying to get him back to us. It seems to be working, I think.
Maybe something good can come out of this then.
Yeah.
She then kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. Look, I know you gotta keep Mom safe, but you better stay safe too, alright?
I will.
Good.
I'm in charge of a whole fucking town. Well, partly in charge.
Still my little brother, though.
You take care, big sis.
And then, for the first time in a while, she pulls you into a hug. She just squeezes you tight.
Yeah, I hug her back.
And she pats you on the shoulder again, and she kind of like smiles a little bit at you. Looks like you're man of the house now, she says with a bit of a joke.
Uh
Haha.
Don't worry, I'll keep things running here. We'll keep a low profile.
All right. I'll update you on how Mom is doing.
Good. I'm sure Faye will try to come in for some surprise visits. Oh, you know I will.
That's fine.
Yeah. After a little while, your mom's done. Faye kind of looks at you and says, "Sorry about your whole honeymoon thing."
It's okay. Family's important.
True. Oh, one trip to Leowyn coming right up. And then taking you all by the hand, you head through the ether. And when you come back out, you're in Leowyn. Surprisingly, at the castle.
Okay, cool.
Oh, really convenient.
You see Ayla kind of humming as he's walking towards the castle with a book, and he notices she says, "Oh, you're back early."
A lot of things
this?
happened.
Alar.
Oh, yeah, a lot of things happen.
And you brought your mother with you?
Yes.
Thank God the guest wings are built. Well, I'll show her to where she could probably move in for now, I guess. He looks at you two for confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, do that, please.
Okay, and then he leads your mother off. And then, while that's happening, Faye kind of looks at you and says, "You know, the more I hang out with you two, the more things get weird."
We were just enjoying our honeymoon.
Yeah.
We were minding our own business, and then this happened.
You decided to get drawn into a conspiracy that involves a long lost brother.
You didn't
Yep.
decide to.
I mean,
Just
you could have just let the dragon pharaoh alone. Just saying. She's in shrugs. All right. Well, if you guys need any help, you guys give me a holler. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Then kind of like Faye ruffles your hair, Tate, and then she pats Winnie on the head, and then she leaves, and it's just you two in the courtyard.
I'm just like waving her off. So what now?
Once mom is all right, I'm going to take a nap.
You want me to come with you?
Yes, please. And he like holds out his hand for her.
And I take it.
And the two of you head back into Castle Leowyn as your honeymoon got a lot weirder than you expected it to. But I guess we'll see the fallout of this and the other events that the Eastern group got into. The next episode of Imperial Mandate. I'll see you guys next time.